What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy New Year. I hope you guys are more energized than I am. I'm not quite running on a full battery this morning. Welcome in, everybody, once again to the Doodle Stream, the program here where every Friday, unless otherwise noted, but didn't miss too many last year, but every Friday, somebody attempts to draw your ideas and suggestions from the chat. So thank you guys for taking a little time to stop by my corner of the internet. I appreciate that. As always, you guys can find me outside of this show online. You can check out my website, KevinAHinkle.com, which is, where is it? There. Or you can find me on social media at Mr. Kevin Hinkle or at MrHinkleDraws if you like to follow just my work as a freelance artist. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work over on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators all across the world make a living off of what they do. So it's a monthly subscription service, essentially, where you pledge financial support every month for either $1 or $5 or $10 or $20 or $50 or $100. Or any amount. Actually, you can customize it and give any amount you wish. And it helps us out, especially right around today. January 1st is when the billing cycle is each month for Patreon. So I get a very, very helpful message when all those bills are due saying, hey, look, you got this money coming in. So check that out, patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws. All the names you see on the screen before you have already pledged their support. So thank you guys very, very much. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I can't believe that the growth that I've had on Patreon over the last year is just insane. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. Another thing I want to mention before we go too far. Hey, I put together some pretty cool collages of all of the awesome doodles drawn last year. I've got 2 different art prints celebrating 2020. So this is really neat. This is essentially your ideas. This is everything that you guys have thrown at me, whether that was from a place of being excited about a IP or a property, or just trying to challenge me, or being silly. There's a lot of silly things in there. But those are being offered up for pre-order. So this is not like a normal item I have for sale in my Etsy store. So it's not like, oh, maybe I'll pick that up in a couple months. No, I'm only ordering what people order. That's a double order. I'm only ordering from the vendor what people purchase now in the pre-sale window. I don't want to be sitting on any stock. And I think that this really only resonates with the folks that watch the show. So people that are here, participate, have a good time. So I think this is the audience for this. So I dare not be like, I'll take 100 of those and then sell 5 and then sit on, 95 of them forever. So if you head over to KevinAHinkle.com/doodlestream, I forgot to have that up. Let me make that. That is something I did not do. KevinAHinkle.com/doodlestream. There you go. If you head there, that will take you to my website where I have a pre-order option on there. And this is also a test for me on selling stuff directly on my website. That is something I've been planning to do for a while. Well, to be honest, it's been something I've been planning to do since I got my first cease and desist on Etsy. But this is all, new ground for me. So if you have any issues or bugs or anything, just let me know. I've got people that help me with this, and I do appreciate any input you may have. We've already changed some things based on input. But you can place your order for the prints. I also offered up 2019 because I didn't do this last year. So there are 4 prints available for pre-order on the site. 2 for 2019, 2 for 2020, black and white and color. And I'm going to run that until midnight next Sunday. So you have, 9 days? You have 9 days to place your pre-order, and then that is it. I will not order these again. I might offer it up like at the end of 2021 because I have a strong feeling I'll do this again at the end of next year or this year. And so I'll probably say, hey, once again, while I'm ordering it, if you want to grab one of these older ones, that's cool. But it's not going to happen before then. So this is a unique little opportunity. They're $15 each, or you can pick 2 for $20. It doesn't go additional. There is no additional discount after that. So if you want all 4, then it's, $40, which is still a little bit of a sale. But check that out. All right. I'll keep that up because I might want to show that again. And yes, thank you again to all the awesome patrons. So who's helping me out today? Longtime listener, first time caller. We've got our dear friend from the Great White North, Canadian Papa Bear is here today.
Good morning and hello, everybody.
Papa B is very special to me. For a lot of reasons. But thank you for volunteering to actually cross the screen and help wrangle our folks in the chat today. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Yeah, look at what is this LK in the chat. So hello to everybody who's already here. Fazoom was the first in the chat. Hello, Fazoom. And yes, Papa Bear is here in both chat form and real life on the stream. Funny Figs, of course. What's up, Ray? Hope you're doing well. Julian Bricksmith is here. Ralph the Brill is here. Is that everybody? That's everybody. Hello, folks. Never cross the screens. Yeah. And hey, folks, if you're not already following Funny Figs has his own art stream too. Check it out. It is hilarious. I think Ray, you're a great artist, and I love your artwork. You know that. You know this. I need to emphasize, you know this. But the banter on those streams, I can't even get close to it. Can't even rival it. So check out his sketchy stream every other week. It's every 2 weeks over on his channel. Check that out. He's also okay. He does good work too. All right, I guess I'm gonna draw. I didn't even check see if the tablet was working. I'm just gonna put faith in the system that it is. All right.
I gotta say, Kevin, it's the first time I've seen the intro full time kind of things. I'm usually here much later.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? I have a very Mario Paint vibes coming from it.
Ooh, I was about to say I could put the Mario Paint song on it, but that'll probably not help my cause. But I'm glad Mario Paint is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I reacquired it 2 years ago, and I have like the little mouse pad and everything. So yeah, good stuff. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you enjoy that. That's my we call that faking it till you make it in the biz. Yeah. So until I can actually get like OBS running on a machine that it won't like overheat and lose its mind, then that's what I'm working with. So
when you get there, let me know. I'll help you out.
Yeah, appreciate that. I want to have all the bells and whistles one day.
Yeah.
See, bell, and a whistle. Oops. Wait. Look, it's got a string on it. Don't you dare, Julian. All right, let's get rid of these. Get rid of the bells and the whistles. So today's theme is architecture, and truth be told, I'm a little nervous about it. Kind of like I was nervous about objects, and I was nervous about what was the other one? Vehicles, because I don't ever draw that stuff. I never draw that stuff, and so I'm expecting to be challenged. I'm expecting things to not be super, super great. But thank you guys for humoring me. For this wonderful little journey. So architecture, again, you can interpret that however you want. So whatever. And I think we have one suggestion already, right?
Yep. Funny Figs said Kelsey asked for something from New Orleans, specifically St. Louis Cathedral and Jackson Square.
All right. That sounds like a wonderful way to start. And yeah, so I think, so Ray was saying you sound tired. I am tired. I am very much an old man. I go to bed at usually 10:30. And I did not go to bed at 10:30 last night. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And thank you, Julian. If you haven't subbed, if for any reason you're here and you haven't subbed to the channel, please sub to the channel. I appreciate it. If you like what I do, throw me a like. All that stuff gives me that sweet validation that us artists crave.
Yeah. And we got a couple other suggestions I posted in chat there for you too. So
Awesome. All right, let me show that comment that Funny Figs said. Where did that go? Where did it go? Where did it go? It vanished. Oh, there it is. All right, there we go. That's going to be our first one that we're going to draw. And Matt is here. What's up, Family Ricks? Happy New Year. All right, let me get my reference. Yeah, we got some good suggestions. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of them right now. Very interesting.
Is there a we'll get to this later, but I of course I've been dying to ask you if there's a Shin Megami famous architectural feature of some kind. I'm sure there is.
Oh yeah, architecture was a easy one. So
well, I like the ones that I find super hard. You're like, oh, that's super easy. All right, let's see. All right, I got it. Let's get this going. I got to get into the groove. I haven't even drawn any. What are we, 16 minutes in? And now I've gone worse than that. I've gone 20 minutes in and not drawn anything.
Yeah, you're building inspiration.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So I'm hoping that what happens here is what happened on the other themes that I was actually really worried about, which I'm like, I feel like I concentrated more because I was concerned they would be terrible. And they came out really good. They're some of the best ones, I thought. Especially vehicles. Like, I think all the vehicles I did made it onto the collage print, I think. Yeah.
You have a favorite out of all the vehicles you did wind up drawing, or?
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Of course.
that was one of my favorite of the year. That's why it's got like a prominent space right in the middle of the print. I'm like, this is how ridiculous. How absolutely ridiculous. But it's so great. It's good. I've never seen it in real life, and I'm sad that I have not ever seen it in real life.
Over in the Twitchverse, we've got Kellyan39 saying Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you over on Twitch. Papa B says I ignore Twitch. I can't ignore it if he's here.
I actually forgot to open it up at first.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I had to go back to the VOD and make sure I didn't miss anything there. So,
well, I mean, if you're in the StreamYard shows both, so that's helpful. Yeah. But you can't. The downside is you can't interact with both. Only I can do that as like the stream owner. Yeah. But I won't forget that anytime soon. It's like, oh, look, I'm in here, and I'm gonna. Oops.
Fazoom says he's listening to us while he's traveling back home. His vacation is over.
You're on the road then, I assume? Hitting the road. Road trip? Road trip.
Hey, Howie Stuff, how you doing? We got Howie Stuff over in Twitchverse as well. So
what's up, Pat? And he's saying he does. Are you saying I also ignore it? Yeah. Wow. Love it. And thank you again, Howie, for that Etsy order. I was quite honored to have the man himself order some Pink Bucket Nation stickers for me. I'm like, that is quite the honor. The original yohowie.com Pink Bucket Nation vinyl sticker creator ordering mine was kind of a cool moment for me. I won't lie. I was like, uh-oh.
On the road, hitting small town Walmarts for clearance on the way back.
Oh, nice. That's right. I forgot he said that. He did say it. We had a whole conversation about local Walmarts and like what's the like terminology, because they have a different name, but he was talking about just like regular Walmarts in small towns versus what I was talking about, which was like the actual, like the Walmarts have like a green logo because they're like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Papa B, but
no. Is it like older Walmarts you're talking about?
They might not even exist anymore, but they used to have like these like smaller, like it's like Walmart Market or something. It's like the logo was green and they were trying to imply that they're like not the big beast. Like it's like, oh look, we're still like hometown. It's like, well, but I mean, you're Walmart. They didn't have like I think it was only food. They didn't have like the other stuff.
Oh, and we got Bricksmith in both places, and he's also donated some bits with hearts there in the Twitchverse for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate those bits. One day I'll have alerts and things. One day. I need to see what's up with Streamlabs too, because I had it set up so that it would tell me in the chat, and it did do that for a while, and then it just like stopped. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it anymore.
You could use Stream Elements. It doesn't. That's run through a web page, not through your PC.
Oh, okay. Is that like the same company? Like the same? It sounds like it's part of the same enterprise.
No, it's just another name, another one there out there. It's what I actually use for my alerts now. So.
Oh, nice. Julian, he needs the money. I do. This is true.
We're getting lots of great suggestions in here too that I've added in. So, nice. I presume says it's Walmart Marketplace.
That's what it was. Sorry to bring it up again, but I was like, I knew it was something.
And Funny Pigs also mentions neighborhood Walmart.
Yeah. Let's.
He's wondering if you don't have them there where you are.
No, no, negative. But I mean, we had them in Colorado. I remember they were there. So these are another thing. These might take a little bit longer per drawing, since they're like buildings and stuff.
Yeah, it depends, I guess, on the detail too. So,
and I try to, it's doodle. I try to keep things light and quick, but it's also like, there's only so simplification there's so much simplification you can do before it's like not a building anymore. So it's like I gotta have to be slightly detailed on it.
But Howie Stuff says they have both in Texas for the Walmart neighborhood market there. Yeah,
I was gonna say I kind of remember that in Texas too, but I didn't want to commit to that answer. Okay, I think I need to shrink this, I think. Let me see. Well, it's not too big, but I need to move it because I ran out of space.
We got our first Lego suggestion in the stream here too.
Oh, did we? I like how Fazoom says you got to do something Lego. That's interesting. Chris, did you watch or listen at all to the retrospective? I ask out of just, pure curiosity. All right, I want to do these things on the side because that definitely bring it all together. Also, because for those of you that did not listen to the retrospective stream, it was a good time. It's 3 hours. It's probably one of those 1.5 times speed listens maybe now after the fact. But Papa Bear was there with me along with Bricksmith and Jeff. Just Jeff. Brian was there and Steve was there, and we went through every single doodle for the whole year, which was kind of wild. It took about almost 4 hours, more than I thought it was going to take, actually. And it was a good time, but we also we kind of reflected on the future for the show and what we want to do and where we should take it. And I am still actively looking for suggestions for themes. So if you guys have ideas for themes for this year, I mean, there are 52 weeks. So if you've got ideas for something you'd like to see as a theme, let me know, because that is stuff I'm planning. I mean, I've already written down a dozen or so that I want to do. And this was one. Architecture was one of the ones that I'm like, I got to do architecture. That's going to have to happen.
By the way, over in Twitch, we got both Rad and Howie Stuff sending you bits as well.
Well, thank you. We're going to eat good tonight.
Yep. And Ebelo's in here saying Happy New Year to all and has brought another suggestion for us, which I put in the room for you.
Nice. Okay. I think I'm happy with this as kind of a warm-up. Hopefully it's recognizable, Ray. This is, I kind of want to put this a little bit more in shadow so you can see it's like a little bit further back. It's kind of not, but I'm embellishing it for the sake of the doodle. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Fazoom, I was not able to. That's no problem. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because you actually were, Fazoom, you were the #1 suggester, I think, right? Am I recalling that right? I think it was Fazum and then CC and Miss Neverland. So if you go to the end of the stream, Chris, I did like a recap with all the numbers. So I went back and said, here's everything. And you were the one that had the most things drawn through the course of the year. All right, let's pick another thing.
Fazum's one there, it looks very interesting.
Falling Water?
Yeah.
That is a very interesting building.
And hello to Pink Wheels 3 in chat there.
Hello, Pink Wheels.
Howie Stuff says over in Twitch there, you should have one theme for each letter of the alphabet. That definitely get you through the half the year.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. I'll have to write that down. Let's see. Okay, Falling Water. Oh, but so the other thing though, Chris, that we also found in reflection is that Lego related prompts were suggested like 4 times more than any other prompt through the entire course of the year. And so I think it's not really super surprising because, hey, I get it. That's kind of most of my audience. But it's like, I think it was, I drew Lego 60 times through the course of the year. And then the next one was it Star Wars, I think? And Star Wars was like 20 prompts lower. So I'm like, we're going to try to maybe do less Lego, I think, in this year. I think that's the goal. I will still do it. Don't worry. And we'll still have a Lego themed episode because I think that's a fun little thing to do each year, I think. I think I'm going to commit to that. But we're going to try to do less Lego on very non-Lego related things. But yeah, that was a cool little thing though. Chris, you could say that you got the most, I mean, it's not like I did it on purpose. It just kind of, you know how it is, but you were the #1 suggester. And then Papa B's claim to fame is he single-handedly got a theme. Shin Megami Tensei made it as like it was like low on the list, but you single-handedly made that one of the most requested themes of the year. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. Crazy. And people are like, what's that? Somebody was like, is that the things Papa B always asks for?
What was interesting though, there was one person in the chat when we were doing the retrospective that actually knew the things. It's like, oh, is this from this?
Oh yeah, I think that was Joseph Zawada.
Yeah.
Because Joseph Zawada has been in a handful of streams, and he was also the one that asked for like that cat character. And that was the one we were like, Papa B, what's this cat? And you're like, oh yeah, I mean, I know it, but I didn't ask for that.
Oh, Morgana. Was it Morgana maybe?
Yeah, I think
from
so.
Persona 5, yeah.
The cat that turns into a bus or whatever.
Yeah, that's Morgana. Yeah.
I think he's the only other person that knows this universe.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is, well, like I said, we'll see how any of these things look when I'm done with them.
Evilo has a good question for you there. Have you ever done vehicles or futuristic spaceships for themes?
I did one vehicle episode, and I did enjoy it because I was really, really nervous about it because I don't draw vehicles very often, and usually they're awful. And I liked it. I think there's enough vehicles in the world to justify doing that one every year. That's another thing I've been thinking about is which of these themes can be repeated each year. And I think like movies, you can repeat movies every year. You can repeat cartoons every year. Vehicles, I'm thinking it could probably be replicated every year.
I looked up something here for you. So, which you probably already know, National Lego Day is January 28th. So just stick the Lego stream around that, and then you're done Lego for the year.
Is that true?
Apparently.
I didn't know that. I feel like Lego's got a bunch of, I mean, like every brand on the country in the universe, they have like an arbitrary date.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Because what did they just did like Build Day or whatever, and I was like, what is this? You saw that where they're like, what
yeah.
I'm like, what? Yeah, I worked there for 12 years and there's no such thing as
and it was like Unboxing Day or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is, but okay. But I didn't know there was anything in January. That's interesting.
Oh, Pink Wheels is asking if John Wick was the third most requested theme.
Oh, you know what? John Wick was requested a lot, but I only wrote down the things that actually got drawn. because I went through every single stream. I did this. I did this for you, for the people. I went through every stream over the course of like a week and was documenting everything that got drawn. And so I only like recorded the stuff that made it onto like the canvas.
And Funny Figs is saying that he wants to say that it was Nintendo, but if I recall correctly, Nintendo didn't make the top 5.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't on there. But Pokemon, I think specifically was.
I think if you had combined, like if you took Mario and Pokemon and like the major Nintendo themed things, even maybe outside of Pokemon, you probably would have had that up on the list, right?
Yeah, that was another thing that I kept thinking on is like what things do I like fuse together and what do I separate? Because like I counted Star Wars as a thing, like everything Star Wars was a thing.
Yeah.
But then like I did separate out Mario and Pokemon because I thought I felt like it made sense to me. Mm-hmm. And I put like Bionicle and Lego together, but some people probably wouldn't do that. But yeah.
I mean, I even had a couple of the Mario ones for you that year.
Yeah, that was part of the retrospective. Is it was more fun to point out the ones that you suggested that were not Shin Megami, which was like Mario RPG. There was a couple other ones.
A Final Fantasy IV boss was in there.
Yep, it was a good time. All right,
hello to Milan in the chat there as well.
Welcome. Hello, Milan. All right, there's my falling water. Hopefully it is. Okay, I think I am going to need to shrink these. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Well, Ralph's got one, with an exploration theme.
Exploration, that's a good one.
Yeah. And Zoom's hoping that robots makes it again as a theme because that was a great day.
That was a great day. Yeah, much rejoicing by all but me.
You might want to call that one Mechanical Beans or something.
Oh my goodness, it's so funny. And when my guest artist was like, "Can we do robots?" and I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Okay, we can do them, but we're gonna have to call it something else." And he was still like, I explained it to him like 3 times, and he still didn't quite understand why. I was like, "No, there's a reason." All right, let me get another one. Let me go back to the private chat here.
Was great. Give us a couple of suggestions too.
Yeah, let's do this Washington Monument. He was talking about that yesterday, actually, so we'll do that one. Where did that go?
Morning, Willie.
What's up, Willie? Welcome. All right, 1021.
And over on Twitch, Howie Stuff says there were great discussions like robotic life forms.
Robot versus android versus droid versus artificial intelligence. So I don't even want to get back into it. All right, Washington Monument. Yeah, and I like themes that you can like. Sometimes it's good to have a theme that's just very like on the nose, but then sometimes it's good to be a little bit more vague about it. Because like I do want to do a Star Wars related stream, and I think I'll do that in May for May the 4th. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I of course want to do a Lego one. There was something else. Oh, I want to do a Bionicle one too. Oh, this is not going to work. Let me cheat. I have to cheat and do my lines that are not. Yeah, there we go. Bionicle Day. There's a Bionicle Day. It's in August, I think.
Well, that would work. Well, if you did January, you did Lego, and August you did Bionicle. Sort of split it across the year.
Yeah, and also try to like align it with other things like. I was just thinking about this the other day. What was something else I was trying to align it with? Like Legend of Zelda has its 35th anniversary this year. And so I'm positive Nintendo's going to do something. So I'm like, oh, that'll be like the day we do a Zelda stream.
Yeah.
And, I get that some people be like, I don't know Zelda. I'm like, well, then, okay. All right.
Funny Things asks if Metal Mario is a robot.
I think we drew Metal Mario during that. And I think people got mad. I think that happened, actually.
And Zoom wants a theme idea of moist.
That's an interesting theme idea. I don't know, like, what on earth.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What would be the suggestions? Tribal chant gets louder. Yeah, exactly. You know it, Ray.
And hey to Brick Studios there. How you doing? And Maniac for Bricks as well. Happy New Year to you both.
Oh, is Joey here?
Yep.
Is that Joey? What's up, Joey? What's up, Brick Studio? Welcome in. Do the implied brickwork here. That's what you do. Man, I used to hate. I still hate drawing buildings and environments and stuff. I just can't do it. I can't stand it. Something about it, like I do so much work with characters that something about spending 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the amount of time working on a background when you're really going to just be looking at the person in the foreground just makes me crazy.
Brick Smith says he needs the line.
I knew it. I was going to try to like imply it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to imply that.
Now, is that is that every artist, or is that the
No.
I've heard things before of like things I don't like to draw from other artists and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know.
No, everyone's different. I mean, there's great like environmental artists that can do all kinds of wonderful. Like technical artists are really great at drawing buildings and stuff, but then they're usually not as good at drawing characters. So it kind of like, everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. Because I just think of like the Deadpool artist about how he doesn't like to draw feet, so he purposely goes out of his way to draw things in front of feet and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's common for people that dislike or have struggle drawing the same thing. There are similar ways in which to get around it. like for every, everyone's got their different things they are better or worse at drawing, but they all have similar ways in dealing with it.
Yeah.
So like I've definitely been one of those people that's like, I don't want to draw this hand, so can I just put it in the pocket?
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. So that's our Washington Monument.
Yeah, and Howie's stuff says he's not surprised Julian picked that.
Did you know? This is when Julian gives you the information about the stopping and then restarting of building it. All right, let's go through the private chat. Papa B is collecting your ideas and throwing them in the private chat for me, so don't worry. Things are being captured.
Oh, Mania for Bricks also pointed out you're just like a drawing hand, so.
Of course, and we're going to do a hand stream. I promised that actually last year, and I never did it. Isn't that terrible? I went a whole year. All right, let's do the Sydney Opera House. Sydney Opera House from Family Bricks is a good one.
I'll get some other good ones too. I'll put in the chat for you as well.
Let's see, Sydney Opera House. I don't know if these drawings are getting any better, but that's fine. Sydney Opera House. Let's see. What's the? Well, I guess I'll do this angle. All right. Let's do the Opera House.
It'll be interesting at the end of the stream to see how many of these suggestions actually match up with Lego architecture sets.
I mean, I'm willing to discuss it.
Yeah.
Even if I won't draw it, I'll talk about it. All right.
Because I think Sydney Opera House was one of them, wasn't it?
It was. I actually was the Lego employee responsible for unveiling this set at Brickworld Chicago many years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was an interesting story. I had to take it to the show. It wasn't out yet, obviously, so I got a volume sample, and a volume sample is like off the factory line, so there's no box. It's like literally a giant, like factory size Ziploc bag.
Oh,
and it's got all the parts. They are not pre-bagged because that hasn't happened yet. So all the parts have been pulled by a team, and the instructions are sent to you emailed as a PDF. So you have to print them out on a printer.
Oh.
And I built it, of course, because that was the only way I could show it is to build it. And I took it to the show, but I was in Connecticut and the show was in Chicago. So I'm like, all right. And so I did everything I could. I took like the big sails off and I bubble wrapped them very carefully. And I put that in like a carry-on a rolling carry because I'm like, this cannot leave my possession. Like I have to hold on to these. The base, I bubble wrap that and put that in my regular suitcase on the bottom underneath all the clothes. And I took one of those small regional aircrafts and they required me to check my carry-on. Oh. And I'm like, I really would rather not. And they're like, sorry, sir, you must. And so I watched them literally throw it on the conveyor belt. And I was like, there goes the sales. Mm-hmm. And I got to Chicago and like I arrived in the morning and that evening I was supposed to unveil it on stage. And I was like, And I got there and I opened it up and it looked like a play brick box.
Oh, yikes.
And so I ran around the show. I mean, I was saying hello to everybody. And I ran around the show and I'm like, I need to know if there's any fans here that also work for Lego in any way, shape, or form. And luckily I was able to find a bunch of Lego store employees. And I said, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to show you something you haven't seen yet, but I need you to fix it because I spent 20 hours building it. I don't have 20 hours to fix it. And so they were very helpful and they scrambled and fixed it for me as a team behind the stage for like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. Wow. And it was great because when they were done, they gave me this handful of parts. They're like, we don't know where these go. And the volume sample has like zero extra parts in a volume sample because it is exactly the parts for the set. And so I was like, well, that's not okay. And I just like tossed them inside. I was like, it's fine. They go here. So that was fun. But it's actually in the documentary. If you watch the Lego Brickumentary, I don't know if you've seen or heard that.
No, I haven't.
It's okay. It's not a bad documentary. Jason Bateman narrates it. You know, the guy from Arrested Development and many other things.
Yeah.
They show me unveiling that set on stage. That's what got me my one and only IMDb credit.
Oh, there you go.
Is that I was in the Lego Brickumentary.
Nice.
What's silly about it though is that the camera crew showed up and they were there to document Lego fans. They weren't there for the company stuff, which is good. That's how it should be. And they were filming that, and it was essentially one of those "oops, we left the lens cap on" situations. And so they go, "Is there any way we can do the unveiling again?" And I was like, "What? That's not how that works." But he asked the owner, and of course the owner is like, "This is a documentary that's going to showcase my show around the world. I of course need it to look good." And so he went on stage and politely asked them if they could all act surprised together. And so you're seeing the second take of an unveiling.
Maniac for Brick says re-unveiling.
It was so funny though, because I mean, everybody was excited to see it, but the second time they were over the top ridiculous excited because now they already had seen it and they were instructed to be surprised. So they were like, people were hooting and like, you know, doing the like, oh. I was like, so ridiculous. Oh my goodness. All right, let's turn this a little bit.
Just like Hollywood, it's all illusions, Kevin.
It really is. I mean, I learned.
You're talking about the spare bits thing, though. When they had it all done, makes me think of like, did you ever taken everything apart and then try to put it back together and there's something left over? You're like, how?
No, you know what? No, because I don't really display Lego sets, so hasn't been a thing.
Or I just meant like anything in general, not necessarily Lego. Like, you know.
Oh, like maybe I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know if that's actually happened to me firsthand.
I had one of those TVs with a built-in VCR back in the day.
Yeah.
And I had I think it was like the Empire Strikes Back, like the non-special edition version, like the original version, but like it was like they had like a silver and a gold version back in the day. I can't remember which it was that I had. I think it was the gold. And the tape got stuck in that thing, so I had to take it apart. And there's a screw that actually runs like the entire length of the VCR from the front to the back, and I couldn't figure out where it went. After I went to go put it back together, I'm like, this doesn't seem to actually go anywhere.
You're like, I have a problem.
That thing was on its last legs anyway, so it was like, well, it's just a TV now.
What's up, Lindsay's here. Yeah, no problem, Lindsay. That's why we're also, we're a little tired today too, so it's all good.
And Ralph says, like when you switch out brakes on a car and no idea where the extra part came from or goes, it must not be important. Yes.
And then there's like a cartoon sound effect as you toss it over your shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't need this. Boing.
And Maniac Rick says he's taken apart dozens of things, usually unsuccessfully putting them back together. Lego was the least problematic. So
Nice.
see, I had that with the carousel. I had some bits that fell out from inside the middle of it, and trying to put them back on was not working very well. And the same thing with the Millennium Falcon. I have the Force Awakens version. The little cockpit part fell off, and it was like trying to put it back together and figure out where the parts went after the fact was not very easy. Like I figured out with Millennium Falcon, but with the carousel, it just became a thing of just disassemble the whole thing and rebuild it.
Yeah. Yep. So in the suggestion from Kelly that says Drew says neighborhood market.
Mhm.
Which neighborhood market? I googled neighborhood market, and of course it did not it did not narrow that down for me. Let's see. I've taken apart. Oh yeah, you already read that.
Okay.
All right, let's see what else we got in the private chat here. Oh yeah, this Grauman's Chinese Theater. That's a good one. All right, 1020. Let's see. Where's 1020? Where did you go? 1020. So my son and I have been watching the Super Mario Brothers Super Show on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
He loves it. He absolutely loves it. It warms my heart. It's awful, but he loves it. And I love it too. It's just like, it's wonderfully awful. I think that's the best explanation. Wonderfully awful. I love the ridiculous amount of pasta and Italian food, like everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything. It's like Luigi constantly says like holy macaroni or holy ravioli. Mario constantly has backup like extra ravioli in his, like he pulls out like food containers out of his overalls, and he's like, I almost lost my extra ravioli. Or what did he have? Like he had cantini. He's like, I had just the thing. I'm famished. I'm gonna eat some of my extra cantini.
Oh, the 90s.
It's so good. And yeah, the intro where it's like a rap. I love it. It's so good. That's why I had to draw the cast. It was like, had to do it. What's up, Ken? Ken's here. All right. I'm getting a reference image of the Chinese theater here. Sorry, I'm taking too long. Is what I'm doing. All right. Let's do
Rick
this.
Smith could eat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's good. It's so good. And King Koopa, he likes like my son gets really into it too, because he's like a huge Mario fan. So he's like, he goes, those are Shy Guys. I'm like, they are. He's like, but why are they flying? I'm like, because they flew then.
Yeah.
Like, because he like knows everything. He knows all the current stuff. And so he'll be like, oh, it's a Sniffit. But or like, what did they had a vampire episode where like Koopa was he was a pasta sauce. A tomato sauce vampire. He was a tomato sauce vampire. Koopa was, and he had giant spiders, and the spiders had like the Sniffit masks. And he was like, "Are those Sniffit spiders?" And I was like, "They are."
Didn't they also cover like they had two Mario cartoons in there at different points? Like they had one that was more based off the first and second game, and then there was one that when they brought in Super Mario 3, and they had like, you know, Bowser was back with, or King Koopa's back with his kids or something like that.
I think if I recall correctly, which I might not be, I think it's just one show, but then like as they got through, they updated it with more modern characters and storylines and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember there was being like a slightly different intro for it too. And the other thing I remember in that show too, I don't know if did you watch it back in the day or?
I did, but I don't like. I remember specifically renting it at the video store when my dad would take me, but I don't remember a lot about the show. But I remember renting it.
Because the way it would work, for those that haven't seen it, is it was a Monday to Friday show. Like it's like an after school show in most areas and stuff like that. And Monday, Thursday, you know, they did their Mario cartoon, but Fridays was Zelda.
Hey, Mario, look at this. Check out these new scenes from this Friday's Legend of Zelda. It's so good. The Netflix. So if you guys want to see it, yeah, Joey, it's on Netflix. They have the whole show like as it was. So they have the live action segments and the cartoon, even the commercial breaks, like where it's back for 2 seconds and then it goes away. And yeah, every episode they're like doing something ridiculous. And then Mario's like, how are we going to get out of this, Luigi? He's like, I don't know. But while we think about it, let's check out these scenes from this Friday's Legend of Zelda. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Duck Love.
What is up, Duck Love? Welcome. So yeah, Super Mario Super Show is on Netflix if anybody wants to check it out. It's great. But yeah, I think because at least on Netflix it says there's only one season, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's only one season. But it looks like when I was skimming it that it gets updated later on. Because right now it is heavily influenced by Mario Brothers 2. Like that's it. Like every other episode, there's a carpet ride. The characters are from Super Mario Brothers 2. But I've noticed little like subtle adjustments as they've been going. Like Toad was like red. He was a red mushroom with white spots. And then all of a sudden he just switched and he was white with red spots. And I was like, oh, there's Toad. There he is. Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
90s was a fun time for a lot of those shows. Like, you had that, you had Captain N, and then I don't know if you ever watched Video Power.
No.
Oh,
not.
That was an interesting one. It started off, the first season was like this guy, and he's they called Johnny Arcade, and he's like, your teenage, radical dude kind of type character at the time.
Oh yeah, radical.
And they had like a cartoon that they put at the end there, and it had it was like I forget which company it was off the top of my head. I think Claim that did most of the stuff, because like they had like Bigfoot, like the monster truck, and like Quirk, and one of the I think the villains was the guys from Narc, and they had like arch rivals basketball players and stuff like that. They were the team trying to take them out and stuff like that. But the second season, they scrapped the whole format of the show, which had been like, showing video games, giving hints and tips, and the cartoon, and they went full on game show. And it was like, so you get these like three kids up there, and they would have to answer trivia questions about like video games, stuff like that. And then whoever won got to like run around this obstacle type course thing where there are games and consoles and stuff all around. And they had like a Velcro suit on. They'd grab the games and Velcro suit themselves to it. And if they made it to the end of the thing before the time ran out, they got to keep whatever they managed to Velcro to themselves.
Oh my goodness, that's good. I was thinking about when we were watching it. We usually watch it for like, at least for the Mario thing, we watch it for like 2 hours a day, usually at the end of the day. And I was looking at all the like 90s like guests. Yeah. So like last night, like Magic Johnson showed up, like, "Hey, Magic Johnson," and he's just like, "Hey, Mario Brothers." It's like, oh. And then Cindy Lauper showed up. Oh, jeez, yeah, that's the 90s big time. And she was trying to find Captain Lou Albano was gone. He was missing. And Mario needed to help find Captain Lou. He's like, "I sure wish I could meet him." And I was like, this is great. All of this is great. Sergeant Slaughter was on one episode.
Oh, that's not surprising since they had Lou.
And he was just like, I'm gonna like give you guys like boot camp the whole episode. They've had some great. They had like I don't remember his name, but I recognize his voice, like a famous newscaster. And he was there to like do a news story on the world famous Mario Brothers plumbing. But it's like every episode, they have some guests, and it's like a very timely, guest star. It's funny though.
And as kids, we were just sitting there waiting for the cartoon.
I mean, that's really it. But it was like, oh my goodness. And here's another observation I made rewatching it, is that in the live action, like honestly, Luigi is the star of the live action. He is the star. Yeah. Like Mario is kind of like a goofball. Like he's always kind of like getting into trouble, and Luigi has to get him out of it. He's kind of like, I don't want to say dumb, but kind of dumb. And like me being clumsy, you're messing up, or Mario's done something else. And like anytime guests show up, they always go to Luigi first. Always. They're like, "Hey, Luigi." "Oh, hey, Mario." And like he's more well known. Like some of the guests have shown up because they know Luigi from somewhere. Like he's like, "Hey, Mario, I just got a letter from so and so." And then in the cartoon, Mario's the star in the cartoon for sure, because Luigi's just terrified of everything. And I'm like, I was actually like kind of impressed. I don't know if that was an intentional balancing out, but it felt like a really good balance, because I'm like, oh, Mario's the star of the cartoon and Luigi's the star of the live action. But I don't know if that's on purpose. It might just be. retrospective, me looking back and adding context to where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, it's interesting too because like they didn't have a lot of character development for the characters back then. Like this is whatever they wrote in the manuals, kind of thing. Was about it, you know. So they had sort of like free range to do what they wanted there. So
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that that stuff backfired. Like when they just made some design decisions for the Captain N characters.
Oh, Ralph's like they were drunk all the time. No, not the movie.
Yeah, that's a whole other story there.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. You didn't even have to elaborate. But yeah, no, this show. But yeah, I felt like that was interesting because I'm like, man, Mario is kind of like a goofball in the live action parts of this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, really, Mario? You messed it up again? Because he's like always like Magic Johnson wanted them to fix his trophy and Mario threw it in the furnace. I'm like, Mario, what are you doing?
I'm thinking like, because what I see in some of the shows my kids watch these days, stuff like that, is probably, and what they're entertained by, it was probably done that way on purpose because, as kids, we would think that was funny. Mario's being funny and, like all this kind of stuff. Luigi's the boring guy, right? Kind of thing as kids.
Oh, you know what? That's a fair point. He's definitely like my son laughs.
Yeah.
He's like, Mario, he slaps his head, and he's like, Mario, what are you doing? Like, oh my goodness. What are you doing, Mario? Stop it. Stop it.
Maniac Rick's also brought up the Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past, very caveman theme because Yoshi is a dinosaur. And that was one I never saw back then. But was that part of the Super Mario Super Show or was that its own thing? I can't remember.
Wait, say that again? The
Super Mario World cartoon?
Oh, I don't think I remember that.
Yeah, see, I don't remember it either, but it was on apparently like immediately afterwards. I don't know if it was part of the Super Show or if it was its own thing, but
look at this is gigantic. All right, let's fix it. Oops. Let me fix this. Oh, and you know what else I noticed is that you could tell in the show when Star Trek influenced it.
Oh, really?
Because like the first 4 episodes, like 4 or 5 episodes of the cartoon, they introed them a certain way, and then all of a sudden it just switched, and every episode was like Mario plumber's log date, and I'm like, why are you doing a captain's log every day now? Like it just all of a sudden it just started, and like every episode it's plumber's log, date this today we're here. I'm like, that's definitely a Star Trek influence right there.
Either I'm guessing like some writer got inspired by something at some point, or a new writer took over and decided, I got to put this in here.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. Yeah, something happened. What's up, Brett? Brett's build is here. Okay, let me pick another one. Let's see.
Brett's asking, it's your birthday?
Is it my birthday? No. It was recently, but not today. Not today. Let's see. What do we got?
Maniac for Brick says that did you know that Jeff is it McGill started working on
McElwee.
McElwee. Okay.
That's all good. It's fine. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. The Contemporary Art Museum here. That was at 1026. Is that still here? Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Boom. Put that on screen. Let's see.
The movie, though, is like, if you ever read the history on that was a weird trip for how they got to where they did. So, because apparently the couple that eventually got their idea, which became the movie, was they wanted to do some post-apocalyptic movie, and they got the Mario project. They just kind of like wedged it in there.
Yeah, it's definitely worth any documentaries you can find on that movie is worth it. All of them. I remember seeing the Mario Brothers movie in theaters, and I actually walked out. Like my parents had to take me out because I was really disturbed by it. Because I was, again, a big Mario fan. I'm here watching like the cartoon and junk. And then I went and saw the film, and I was like, I am very kind of scared with a lot of this.
Yeah.
I don't remember how old I was, but I was a kid, and me and my sister went. And the one scene that I was done was like Bowser was like trying to intimidate Princess. Was it Daisy in the movie?
Yeah, it was Daisy, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. like he was trying to intimidate Daisy, and so he like did his like tongue like thing, and I was like, it was so disturbing to me. And like I turned away, like I literally turned away from the movie screen and covered my face with my hand. And then that's when my parents knew it was time to take me out of the theater. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, I'm okay, I can go.
The movie was 93, so
yeah, how old was I? I was born in 85.
Yeah, so you would have been like 7 or 8 at the time.
Yeah. Little Kevin was not feeling that one.
Yeah, see, whereas I was I would have been just about a teenager then, like probably be about 13 at the time when it came out. So like I went and watched it in theater too. And I just remember that really badly animated cartoon at the beginning where they like explain the universe being split off with the comet and stuff like that. And the dinosaurs.
I vaguely remember. I need to watch it again. It's been so long.
I think it was one of those things where it wasn't actually hand-drawn animation. It was like some computer program, animation. That's what it looked like, like you remember those like early Shockwave Flash cartoons.
Yeah.
It looked like even lower level than that stuff, kind of thing for level animation.
Oh, you guys were making a joke about Jeff's birthday. See, I forgot all the context of that. I was like, why do people keep talking about birthday? I was like, it's because of my joke. I gotcha. See, I'm able to apply such humor and then immediately vacate it from my brain. So I've already forgotten about that.
We got Bubba Bricks in here as well, which he brought up another suggestion there, so we've got that in the chat. So
what's up, Bubba? And what's up, Brett?
Yeah.
Hello. This is a very interesting building. This like art museum. It's got like a spirally kind of like section over here to the side. This is like a walkway going up to it.
And Ken Marlowe's in here with another one too. That's great. We got quite a list for you now.
Nice. I'll take it. How am I gonna? Yeah, this is interesting.
One thing I haven't since we've been on the Mario topic, and one thing I never talked to you about. Have you seen the Mario theme park thing that they're doing in Japan? The video that Nintendo released on it.
Have I seen the Mario theme park thing? I have watched I watched like the full hour-long Nintendo Direct tour with Miyamoto. Yeah. Yes. I've watched this like, why is this not here? It does sound like they're planning to set it up in the other Universal parks too.
Would make sense.
Because I'm like, please don't tell me this is Japan only. Please don't. But yeah, I would love to go there. That would be sick. It's so cool.
I think it would be a big miss on their part if they didn't do something in North America with it too.
Yeah, they didn't even. I mean, the only kind of worrisome thing is they didn't even have dates. They didn't even have years. But they're like, we shall expand this to other Universal parks, such as the one in Florida, and they mentioned some other. I think maybe Singapore or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, give me a year, give me something. And they didn't nothing. They didn't even have a year. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a while.
Well, that's one of those things too. If they don't even have like a year to go, that it's like it's one of those things that could never happen.
Yeah, that's also true. Don't say that. Don't tell me that. But I mean, at least there is one in the world now, so I guess it's not impossible. But yeah, that thing is awesome. Like everything about it, like the restaurant, all the Mario related food. The one thing that's sad, I can't eat mushrooms. They actually make me sick, like actually really sick. Not just like, oh, they made me sick. Like they make me sick. Yeah. And everything has mushrooms on it because it's part of the whole thing. So it's like the burger has mushrooms on it. Like they have like nachos with mushrooms on it. I'm like, all right, like we have to do something about this.
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably request, hold the mushrooms, right?
May I please not have mushrooms? They'd be like, you're in Mario World. I'm like, I know. I'm sorry. All right.
Ken's tell me not to burst your bubble like that.
Please don't do it. All right, let me shrink this art museum down a little bit. These are okay. These are not terrible drawings. A little worried though, because I'm not good at this.
Kevin, I think you've been too hard on yourself about how you draw buildings. I think you're doing quite great.
Well, you know what? Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, let's do another one.
And Evilo says thanks for drawing their suggestion and have enjoyed all the suggestions and your drawings.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And Funny Figs also says they look good. So
thank you, Ray.
And so is Ken.
You guys are too kind. All right, let's pick another one. Let's try to pop around and get as many different people on the canvas. I don't think we've done one from Ken yet. I don't believe. So 1104. Let's do Ken's for the Cathedral of Notre Dame. Side profile. Okay, yeah. So you can see like the back of it. Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Lindsay is pointing out, that they have texture issues with certain foods, and mushrooms is one of them. I can find a tiny piece of mushroom and have to pick it all out.
Oh, yeah. So once upon a time, story time with Kevin. Once upon a time, I was a vegetarian for a year. Okay, so I did it for 1 full year because my wife has been a vegetarian for more than 20 years. And I said, you know what? I want to live that life and see, how it is. And I'm willing to give it a shot. So for a full year, I did it. Obviously, I'm not anymore. But for that 1 year, I did it. And so I tried a lot of different foods. And one of the foods I tried was this veggie burger that this restaurant had. And it had a bunch of stuff on it. It had mushrooms on it. It had avocado on it. It had sprouts on it. It had a bunch of stuff. And I enjoyed it. And after I was done eating, I got horribly sick, like food poisoning level sick.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, there was no meat on it. I was like, it's not like I ate raw meat. But I was like, what made me so sick? And so forever, I thought it was the avocado. I'm like, I guess it has to be the avocado or like the guac on the burger. Even though I've had it before, but I'm like, I tried to kind of eliminate it one at a time to figure out what had happened, but without making myself sick over and over again.
Yeah.
And so I had thought I had identified it as the avocado / guac. And I went kind of for several months not eating that. I'm like, that's what made me sick, so I just won't eat it. And then I went to Denmark, of all places. I went to Denmark and I had a steak, a delicious steak. And it came with a mushroom sauce, right? And so I ate this steak and I went back to my hotel room and it was like within an hour, I felt awful. And I was like, I lived in the bathroom for like an hour, 2 hours. And not to get too graphic for everybody, but I was like, oh no, it was the mushrooms. It had to be the mushrooms. And, since then, I've been a little bit more selective, and I've had avocado and I've had guacamole since then. I've had sprouts. I've had like everything else from the ill-fated experience that made me horribly sick. And I have, through process of elimination and many trial and error, have boiled it down to mushrooms make me horribly sick.
Well, you may have a mushroom allergy from what I'm reading here.
I might, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I did a little bit of research into that too, and I think so. The thing is that I don't know if it qualifies as an allergy because I don't break out or anything. I don't have any swelling. I just I get my body must expel it.
That's what I'm reading here. Is the reaction is in the intestines, so it's not like where you get hives or anything like that. Like your stomach gets very upset, kind of thing.
It will eject the violating piece of food at all costs.
It also seems to suggest that it could be just certain types of mushrooms that you can be. Some people can be allergic to one type of mushroom, but it can eat another one.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't think I want to participate in that trial and error.
Yeah, it's probably easier just to say no mushrooms.
Yeah, it is a lot easier. I'm like, I'm good. So that, me and mushrooms don't get along.
And Ralph says, fungus isn't so fun and not a very fun guy. And he also says you wouldn't do well in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Isn't that sad? Talk about irony.
Lindsay makes a great point. It's similar to how lactose intolerance, right? But in your case with mushrooms, so
exactly, it's I think it's like an intolerance. I think. I mean, it could be an allergy, but like I've kind of gone with the. I've subscribed to the understanding that I have like a mushroom intolerance. I think is what it is. But
you are not Super Mario.
No, I am not. I am not Super Mario, and it's just so sad though. It really is. It's tragic.
Evil S. I mean, you try a variety of mushrooms for science.
For science. Yeah, no. It's just like not a pleasant experience. It's like, nah, I'm okay. I'm good.
And Kelly also said about the movie theater that loved it. Good job. So
appreciate that. 100% allergy. Okay. Well, there you go. I'll take your word for it. You probably know better than I do.
I would say, Kevin, next time you're a doctor, maybe bring it up though, because it does say that there's it could be related to like mold allergies and stuff like that. So it might be a good thing to know if you
yeah, I mean, I would like to not die.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to know if something's going to kill me. That would be helpful. We put that in the helpful tidbits section.
I always have fun trying to remember what it is my wife can and cannot eat, because she's anaphylactic to peanuts, so that's a definite no. But like some nuts she can eat and some she can't. Like she can eat almonds but not pecans and stuff like that. It's always the fun to try to figure that out.
Yeah, I've known several people in my life that have issues with nuts, and it seems so aggravating because it's never like all nuts, right? It's like, well, I can't have these, but I can have those, and it's just like, oh no. And then when you like go to restaurants and stuff, most places it's just like they kind of loop them all together.
Yeah,
and it just seems like such a mental drain to have to go through that all the time.
Yeah, and like for some people it's tree nuts, which are a specific branch of them, and then there's and other people it's just like other random things here and there. We got Monica Berry and Joseph showing up here in the chat.
Joseph Zawada, and hello Monica, welcome.
Tree nuts versus other nuts. Yeah. Oh, it will put Joseph's suggestion in the private chat here.
We got to get these flying buttresses in here.
Yeah, but she's got that, and then she's got whitefish. But the only one that we have to worry about big time is peanut allergy. Like that's to get the EpiPen type thing. Everything else is just like itchiness and stuff like that. So.
That's the scary territory.
Yeah.
You want to get into scary stuff. Is it? It's not one of those situations where it's like can be nowhere near me. Like when you're on a plane, it's like don't have peanuts on this plane.
Oh no, she's not that bad. She actually can make a peanut butter sandwich for the residents at her workplace and stuff like that, or for my kids, kind of thing. Yeah. But I don't keep peanut butter in the house because I'm just like anything peanut. I'm like, no, we're not putting it in the house. I mean, I love Snicker bars, but I'm not bringing one in the house.
Right. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I'm always like, like when the kids do occasionally get some candies, like they got some for Christmas there from family overseas, and there was some peanut related stuff, but the kids come in like, we brush your teeth and wash your hands afterwards, because they know how I go with things like that. So.
Yeah. People get I think about planes, like when somebody's on the flight that has some kind of peanut, and so they're like, we will not be giving you peanuts. Instead, we will be giving you pretzels. And it always seems like everyone gets so mad. They get so angry. And it's like, well, I mean, I would rather someone not die. So I get it. But it's just like that, collective sigh on the plane. It's just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, the interesting one I ran into, because when the kids started going to school, you get all the things from school, like, okay, a child in your classroom is allergic to this or whatever, so please do not send your child with these things. Like, I mean, nuts are pretty much don't send a kid with nuts. But it wasn't in one of my kids' classes, but in the year before my kids started kindergarten, there was a child that had an open air allergy to cucumbers. So you could not send your child with cucumbers to that class, because if they opened up their container, that child would have an allergic reaction.
My goodness.
And that was one I was like, wow, I had not heard of that before, but it's like a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, the open air ones, that's a tough one. Like I think a lot of seafood ones, that happens, right? Like
yeah, seafood I hear that more with that.
Yeah. And Monica says they have tons of food sensitivities in her family. It's a pain to navigate, but we're thankful that none of us have had life-threatening reactions. Yeah, that's definitely
good.
Good, yeah. Let's see, and Ken says mental drain is right. I've gotten to the point that I hate eating food. I don't prepare myself, and I never sure what's in it. And I hate cooking, so I hate a lot of stuff.
No,
Yeah,
I get it. I
yeah.
get that. That was one of the things I learned about, or I learned throughout my year of being a vegetarian, was just like stuff like going out to eat can be, depending on where you go and what you know, it can be just this mentally draining experience because you're like people at the office are like, hey, we're gonna go out to eat. We're going to a steakhouse. I'm like, oh, but I'm being a vegetarian this year. It's like they got salads, right? That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want a salad.
Yes.
And like it's a thing. It's a big thing.
I mean, first off, you don't make friends with salads. So.
No.
But like the vegetarian options usually need to be a little bit more than a salad. Like a salad is not going to fill you potentially, if it's not got much to it.
And my wife used to get so incredibly mad with like the Lego corporate stuff, like the corporate parties and like dinners and stuff, because they almost never had real vegetarian options. So I'd be like, hey, we're doing like a Lego haul. I mean, this is at the corporate office. We're doing a Christmas thing. Do you want to? And she's like, no, because they never have anything I can eat. And I'm like, but this time they said they would. Like, I remember one time they made an effort to say we will have vegetarian options this year. And the vegetarian options were cooked potatoes, like the small little ones, right? Like when you cook and salads. And she's like, this is what I told her. I was like, I know. I'm aware.
Here's your vegetarian options from a chef that doesn't know what it is to be vegetarian.
Yeah, it was like, she was done attending those types of events after that. She was like, and I'm done. You leave me at home.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I get it.
Oh, see, it makes me think of like when I had my first wedding. There was it was we had the family discussion came up of, well, this relatives come in and they only eat this, they don't eat chicken and blah blah blah. We have to have these options around. Like, no, like it's already costing us this much for the food options.
Yeah,
it's like those
having all the accommodations.
Oh yes.
All right, there is that's okay. I like that one. This is Notre Dame from the side, not the more familiar like front face.
Mm. And Lindsay mentioning orange allergies for Cody. That's a tough one too, I would say.
Yeah. Where are we gonna put you? We'll put you right here, I guess. This is a pretty good note, I think, to start this year on. These are okay. These are all right. Let's see here.
Hello, Miss Neverland.
Hello. Yes, Miss Neverland. You made it to the list. If you didn't watch the retrospective, you were one of the people that had their suggestions drawn the most throughout 2020. Fazoom won though. He took the prize. Let's see.
So since we're doing architects as your theme here today, so do you have a particular architectural building that you like the most, or?
Oh, that's a good question. Do I? I don't know if I do. I'm always really impressed when I go look at the World Trade Center now. I mean, now I never saw it before September 11th. So I'm talking about like the newer one. But like when I go and see it now, I'm always like amazed because they designed it so it looks like it never ends because it's got like a point to it. So when you look at it, it literally looks like the tower never ends. And so every time I've gone, which has been a dozen times, and I go up to it and I look up, I'm like, that tower looks like it goes on forever. And it's kind of a cool effect. It also kind of like almost gives me like reverse vertigo. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? So that's kind of neat. Let's see. Oh yeah, I feel special. Yeah, no, you got some cool ideas to get drawn. That's for sure. I think, it was like Jeff. I already deleted it too because it's in the retrospective stream though. If you go watch it and go to the end, that's where all the facts are. But yeah, let's do. Speaking of Twin Towers, let's do that. All right. Let's see. Yeah, see, Ken knows.
for me, it would be I'm not sure if I'll pronounce the name correctly here, but Hotel Gracery in Shinjuku. It's the big hotel there that has a Godzilla
Oh,
on it.
what?
Yeah.
Is that why they're building that giant mecha?
the Gundam. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Because they're trying to get rid of that. That's totally makes sense now.
Like I totally feel like it would be if I ever did finally make that bucket list trip to Japan, I might have to just stay there at least one night.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of crazy. I was thinking about this also recently because what movie was I? I was watching some movie, and it's kind of wild watching movies where pre and post Twin Towers in the skyline of New York. It's like so. I don't know what's the right word. Impactful. Like when you watch. Was it Indian in the Cupboard? I think I was watching, which I've seen before, but it's a great movie. And they had like the Twin Towers in the skyline a lot, and I'm like, yeah, there they are.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched that movie end to end.
That's a great movie. That's a good movie for the family.
Yeah,
that's a great family movie. If you're looking for those suggestions again.
Yeah.
Of course, my son liked the same scene I liked as a kid the most, which is when he first realizes that all of his toys come to life and he flips out and puts like Darth Vader, a T-Rex. I didn't notice this when I was a kid because I didn't like Star Trek when I was a kid, but he puts a Ferengi and a Cardassian in the cupboard too. And I never picked up on that until I watched it. I'm like, is that a Ferengi and a Cardassian fighting with phasers down there? and I freeze framed it. I'm like, that is absolutely a Cardassian and a Ferengi fighting. But that scene was really awesome just because it's like Vader's fighting a T-Rex with a lightsaber. You got Star Trek people. There's like army soldiers like fighting.
I wonder what the rights
for that one scene.
Yeah, like the nightmare that must have been like, it's like Roger Rabbit level stuff.
Yeah, that one scene probably cost totally. Yeah. It was worth it. What's up, Jeff?
Oh, and Fazoom says first Walmart fail.
Bum 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 bum. Wah. You're not out in the middle of nowhere enough yet.
Joseph says, I saw this video how the movie Lilo and Stitch had to edit an entire scene post-theater release because of 9/11. There was a scene where they fly a plane through a city and crash into the building.
The thing that in terms of like changing up content and I guess you could call it censorship or trying to be sensitive. I don't know what's the right term, but the one that I remember being, I guess, bothered by was Cowboy Bebop. You guys know that one, the anime Cowboy Bebop? They were showing that on Cartoon Network, and I had just started watching it. I really liked the show, and there's an entire episode about a terrorist trying to blow up 2 towers.
Oh.
And so it just never aired, and I'm like, wait, why did we skip a number in the episodes? And like it was like driving me crazy because it was like for me it was a brand new show. I was just watching, I was just getting into it, and there was this whole plot hole now in the show. I mean, most of the episodes were really just kind of more episodic. They didn't really tie into each other, but it was noticeable that an episode was missing. And I finally watched it because somebody else had like the DVD or whatever. And it literally was a guy dressed up in a goofy outfit trying to blow up 2 giant towers in a city. Like that was it. And they had to stop him. And they did because,
Yeah. Jeff points out to the original Spider-Man promo stuff. You remember the trailers that came out for the
Tobey Maguire stuff?
Yeah, like I remember that there was like a bank scene where the robbers rob the bank and they run out, and then I think they get in a helicopter or something like that, and then Spider-Man captures the helicopter between the towers, kind of thing.
Oh,
they had to pull that from theaters at the time too. Wasn't even a scene in the movie. I don't even think it was ever meant to be in the movie. It was just like a promo idea kind of thing. But
yeah, I don't think Cowboy Bebop was on your list, Ken, that you sent over. It's a good one though. It's the only reason I saw it is because Cartoon Network was showing it, and that was all my anime experience as a kid was Cartoon Network animes. But I liked it. What's up, Zbrix, and what's up, Reed? Hope Castle's here. Hello. Do I dare cheat in front of all of you guys and copy and paste that tower? I mean, I'm really tempted to do it. I don't think I'll cheat that much. I don't think I'll go that far. If I was alone, I want you all to know I would have cheated. I want you all to know that I would absolutely have not drawn this a second time.
You're going to be like, is it Giotto drawing the perfect circle?
Yeah. Let's see here. Some bigger buildings here. I think I want to kind of do maybe something like this. Let's see if this works out. It might not work out. I might just hit Control Undo. Kind of like put these in a little bit of a shadow so that's implied, but that's not what we're looking at. And yeah, Happy New Year to everybody who is just joining in. Yeah, I didn't know for sure if I was going to do a stream on New Year's, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Why? What else am I doing? Sleeping?
Zoom's asking if you copy pasted.
No, I did not. I did not copy paste. I did not copy paste. Thank you very much. I joked about it. Hopefully it's not crooked. Is it crooked? I think one of these looks a little crooked. Oh, well. It's a doodle. It's not a masterpiece. Something else I was thinking about doing this year is not in place of this show or during the show, but maybe doing another stream. Not often, maybe once a quarter, so like 4 times a year, but do like something like more traditional, like working on figure drawing and stuff, I guess. So like it wouldn't necessarily be interactive. Like I wouldn't be asking for input, but people could be watching me like draw anatomy and stuff. Because that's something I need to get back to. It was really, really, really important in college, even though I didn't think it was when I was in college. I was like, this is dumb. I don't need to do this. But you do, and it's important. And I need to get back to doing that because that's what makes, drawing characters a lot easier and more fluid. And so I'm like, well, I could do it live. People could watch me do it and judge me appropriately.
It would help too. Like if you got to come up with like 50-ish or so themes, if you have a couple where you're like, well, no, instead I'll do that. So
yeah. All right. There's our twin towers. I think I'm going to make the border just a little bolder, I think. A little bit. And then we'll go to the next one. I think the next one, is it 11? Yeah, so the next one will be the colored one. Look at that. On the dot, too. On the dot. So the next one will be the first color one.
That might get interesting with some buildings.
And it's all gray. And this one's all brown. And this one's all... Okay, there we go. Let's move. Do I need to shrink it? No, I don't think I need to shrink it.
Hey, Jinxie, Happy New Year's too. Also from Canada on my side. So
Jinxie425. What's up? Happy New Year. All right, let's see.
Oh, everybody's waking up now. Here come the suggestions.
Here they are. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Okay, let me do it. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry. I chugged down coffee right before I started. But it'll just take a second, though. Just take a second. All right, okay, I'll be right back. Papa B, take care of these fine people.
Oh, I'll take it.
They're all gone.
Yeah, exactly. Stream's over.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Just copied out everybody's suggestions in here, too. This is good. So let's see. And then, okay, Maniac for Bricks, you have a good one.
Oh, see you later, Joe.
I know giving him a break. I know, Ken. Cowboy Bebop episode 2020, Cowboy Funk. You're on episode 19 now. Okay, I actually, I think I watched the first episode of Cowboy Bebop, but I never got around to watching the rest because I didn't have the channel here. But I need to maybe fix that at some point. Like I'm sure it's on something like Crunchyroll now these days, or Funimation, right? Or I think one of them bought the other out anyways. So for color Vanha style building, that would be an interesting one. Let's paste that one in there. I like seeing all these suggestions now. When we first started, it was like, oh, there's one, and then by the time you started drawing, there was two. Now it's like lots of things to choose from. Bebop was good, basically Firefly before it was Firefly. Yeah, and they're still planning to come out with like a Hollywood version of it too, aren't they? Like they're making a movie. I thought I saw something about Keanu Reeves was interested in playing a character from it or something. Yeah, like I've seen some places where they've shown like we just got the soundtrack in from Cowboy Bebop, so it seems like one of those ones that it was got some good music in it. Then Reeves as Spike. Okay. Oh, is it Netflix now? Okay. John Cho will be the main character live action. Okay. This might inspire me to go watch through all that now. Need to see the anime now and be prepared. So let's see. Boy, Bebop. Love using the site. Just watch to kind of look at the stuff where it is, stuff like that. Oh, yeah, it's on Google. I could totally get it there.
Okay, what happened? Are they still around?
We're just talking a little bit about Cowboy Bebop and the movie coming out and stuff like that. And they were also giving me lots more suggestions too. So
yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Okay. All right, let's get the first color. Oh yeah, there's a lot of new suggestions.
Yeah,
look at all this.
Sadly, Ken, it does not look like it's on Canadian Netflix, so I have to go to somewhere. My options are purchases from Microsoft Store, Apple, and Google. But that's not a problem for me.
I hate it. I hate it so much. So many things are like worldly and global now. It's just like figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Jeff, Hook and Ladder Company 8 in New York City. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a great color one. All right, 1131. 1131. Unacceptable, Kevin. You will not go to the bathroom. All right, here we go. Do this one. And I want you guys to take extra special care at Jeff's wonderful expression in that photograph on screen. All right, let's see here. A Ferris wheel's a fun idea too. That's I like that.
Yeah, you definitely got a variety of color in there.
Let's see.
Yeah, the differences between Netflix licenses is fun at times. Sometimes, though, it works out in our favor. Like we'll get something that you guys won't, kind of thing too. So it's sort of mix or match. And then it's nice with some of the newer services like Disney Plus, since they own all their content. I don't have to worry about, is this on Disney Plus in Canada versus US kind of thing. So they're actually going to be like, I think what is it in the US, Disney Plus is going up by $1 a month kind of thing. But here it's going up like $4 because they're adding like a whole bunch of new services that we didn't have before that as a part of Disney Plus. We're going to get a whole bunch more content.
Oh, I don't have it, so I didn't know.
You're not sitting there watching The Mandalorian?
I mean, I am, but I don't have. My favorite moment of me watching things and not having it was the one time I think Jeff was here on stream helping me out, and Cece was listening, and she was like, "Did I just hear piracy?" Like, no. What are you talking about?
So Judge Fazoom has weighed in here. Is a Ferris wheel architecture or engineering? Hashtag remember the robot day.
Lest we forget, I think we should. I think we should forget. There's it took me years to get Netflix. I'm talking like when I got Netflix, I remember telling people at the office, I'm like, I got Netflix, and they're like, now? I was like, well, I don't know. And so like that's it. I only have Netflix. I have Netflix, and I have my like I have cable TV. I should get rid of it. It's stupid. I don't know why I still have it, but because I got like the whole bundle pack thing.
Yeah.
So we do have cable television. I don't ever watch it. Nobody really in the house watches it except my youngest. He's the only one that ever watches it. And most of the time he's watching YouTube. So there you go.
I flirted with cutting the cable completely for out of the thing there. They added in our local providers in Canada what they called skinny cable, where it's like the core channels only. Like you get your NBC and your ABC and CBC and stuff like that. The channels we have up here too, and that's it. Kind of thing. And then I kept the HBO movie package on because I was watching like Game of Thrones and stuff like that at the time, and I had to have like AMC for like stuff like Walking Dead and whatnot.
Yeah, it was relevant.
Yeah, but then my wife added a few in because she wanted she watches Vikings, so she wanted history and stuff. But she still watches TV. My kids, they're completely on Netflix and Disney Plus and all that stuff for all their entertainment. They don't even have cable as an option in their room. And I pretty much, outside of stuff like, something like Survivor now, I barely watch anything on TV. So it's like one day when she's finally done with a lot of the shows, it's like, okay, let's just move completely to digital services because they're starting to go up in price and it's starting to get just as expensive.
Ken saw me cheat. I didn't cheat. I drew those lines naturally. Yeah, this one was an awkward angle and I wanted it to look decent.
Oh, Vikings is on Prime now. Yeah, maybe I should just get rid of that History Channel. The problem with the History Channel, though, is it has some shows that I just sit down and I'll just watch for like, an hour and be like, why did I get sucked into this? Like Forged in Fire and they have like Pawn Stars on there, and I think there's one other one that they run through for a bit. I'm just like, with nothing else on, I'll just put on the History Channel.
Yeah. It has, yeah, exactly. You know what show I've gotten sucked into on History Channel has been I think it's called Decoded, where they take like just things in history. We're going to talk about if Da Vinci was a member of a secret society or whatever. Oh, we are. And like all of a sudden I turn around and I'm like, oh, I guess I've watched 10 episodes of this show.
Isn't that one of those spinoffs from Ancient Aliens or whatever?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Ancient Aliens is great too, but it's no, it's a totally different guy. It's like, it's kind of, from what they say in the show, it's like very much part of the same Da Vinci Code inspiration kind of thing, where like sometimes you're reading into things that aren't really there, but it's like the show is created by a book author who specializes in symbols and patterns and stuff. And so he tries to he has like a crack team of like a ex-CIA agent and like a police investigator and a scientist, and he just like sends them on these goose chases in every episode. He's like, I want you to tell me if Teddy Roosevelt was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. It's like, okay. And I mean, he's got like reasonable evidence every time. It's like, okay, I can see how you could interpret that. And sometimes they find out something that's shocking. Sometimes they find out nothing. And I get sucked into that show and it's stupid. Like, why am I here? What's happening?
I just know they like their spin-off shows. Like I've seen a few episodes of that Curse of Oak Island, where they've spent eight seasons trying to find some treasure and always finding nothing but maybe like one little piece of something.
That's crazy how much time and money that has gone into that island. Not just them, but like over history. It's just like, oh my goodness.
And the stuff could be long gone.
Can we find something or just call it?
Yeah.
Like done.
But I saw the other day they had a spinoff called Beyond Oak Island, where they had some guy on that he was like, oh, there was this lost treasure, in the swamp or whatever, and so they're talking to the Oak Island guys, and like that's the only connection really is like some other treasure hunter that's looking for treasure, and they bring him on and they talk to him for a few minutes, and then they go run off to actually do the treasure hunting with that guy. So. Oh
my goodness, that's pretty funny. I remember watching like season 1 of Oak Island, and it was like the whole season led up to finding like a coin in the swamp. And I'm like, really?
Yeah. We watched they did one called Curse of Skinwalker Ranch or whatever, where like, you know, I think it's in Utah there. They it just felt like one of those ghost hunting shows when we watched it, though. It was just like, you know, like, what is it? We like the camera conveniently, this camera stopped working and we don't have any footage. And
I get sucked into those too. That's it's so great because Nick from Brickhead Family, he also runs a different YouTube channel called Ghost Frickin' Talkin'.
Yeah,
he like does the whole paranormal investigating thing, and I'm all about it. And it's so great because it's so funny because he's like serious. He's serious. Like he has all the equipment. He like debunks stuff, and I'll tell him and be like, "Did you see this on this show?" And he's like, "Kevin, that's all fake." I'm like, "No, it's not fake. Don't tell me this is fake." Like he always like poo-poos on everything I send him that's like not of his own discovery. It's like, this is not real. Like, yeah, it is.
Here brings up an interesting question. I know you're not much into modern games and stuff, but are you aware of Phasmophobia?
No, I never even heard of that.
Oh, it's one I play with some people at times. It's you take up to 4 people, and it's you go investigate a house that's like haunted with a ghost kind of thing. And there's different types of ghosts. Like there's like, you know, spirits and wraiths and onis and demons and all that kind of stuff as the different types. And you're trying to figure out what type you're dealing with. Okay. And you bring in like a spirit box where you can talk, and if the spirit responds, you might say like, how old are you, and it'll say old or something like that. That means that it's using spirit box, so that's one of your clues. And then, you know, you have other things like a book for them to write in, you know, a thermometer to check for freezing temperatures. You have to find there's 3 things that you'll eventually find. You'll mark it off. Oh, this is this type of ghost. But you're also can be hunted by the ghost. Like over time, your sanity starts to drop, and the ghost might start to come to attack people and stuff.
Oh my god, it sounds like Eternal Darkness.
Yeah. But it's like 4 people, like, and it's got like positional audio and stuff like that. So like if you're just using the in-game audio, people you're talking to can only hear you if you're nearby. If you're just using that chat, or otherwise you have to use your walkie-talkie and stuff like that. And like when the hunt happens, all the doors are locked. You can't get out of the house. You have to like hide and stuff like that. But the game constantly listens to your mic, so if you make any noise, it might clue in the ghost where you are and stuff.
That sounds terrifying. Actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, so do you stream this?
I've streamed it once. It's a little tough for me with streaming multiplayer games, I find, especially with that one where I had to focus so much. But there's lots of people out there that do. I actually go way not family friendly though when I play it. I'm like, I'm telling the ghost off the whole time. Like some people are like hiding and screaming. I'm just like, no, it's on, ghost. You and me are going.
That is when Papa B I mean, how do we even phrase this? The rails aren't off. The bear is unfed.
Well, they have one that they call the well, I guess you would say the Papa B special. They call it the Canadian Papa Bear special. Okay. There are also extra challenges in some maps where it's like you have to do things like get the ghost to walk through salt, or you know, get him, you know, capture a picture of the ghost or something like that. But there's one where you have to prevent the ghost from hunting by using a crucifix. So you just put a crucifix down on the ground and you try to get the ghost to hunt. And so I'm sitting there, they're all outside of the house, and I'm sitting there yelling at the ghost and swearing and stuff for like 10 minutes trying to get this ghost to hunt me. And eventually they're like, okay, you're clear, you got it done. I'm like, okay, good. Because sometimes even with the crucifix there, you can fail and the ghost will get you anyways, kind of thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And we got Red Froggy over in Twitch first there with a suggestion there. We've added
hello.
Yes.
Oh, and Ken's got a good point. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, Jeff was there when I did the game. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Jeff has witnessed it.
I have a lot of fun with that game. It's interesting, and it's all programmed by one guy. It's a one-man team game. It's surprising for, you know, like how good it is. So
I love those kind of stories, you know, where it's like somebody's like, you know what, I'm really passionate about this, I'm going to do it, and then it becomes like a success. That's good stuff.
Right. Oh, Zoom's at Walmart too, and hopefully better luck in that one. Zoom. And Ralph says, sounds like something we need to get Kevin into for sure.
I'm a wiener, folks. But you know, I can understand that probably gives good content for other people. It's like, that sounds terrifying. All right, let's see.
And the other thing too, they have like different maps. So like some of them are just like there's a couple of houses that you can go into, and there's like a farmhouse building that's like a little more rustic stuff. But then they have an asylum, an old abandoned high school, and they recently added a prison level to it too. And like some of the maps are huge. Like the asylum is like, you know, a couple of floors, and you very spread out, and so you could try to want to stay together so that if something goes down, maybe you can survive together.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
great. That's wonderful.
And Red Froggy's asking what's been drawn so far there. So I guess you'll see in a moment when he
yeah, I'll zoom out in a second.
Hey, Bubba Bricks, he says I'm a wiener classic.
I'm a wiener.
An Oscar Mayer wiener?
Mobile.
Yeah.
Like I'm a wuss on that kind of stuff. This is why everyone was making fun of me during Halloween, because I tried to be like, I'm gonna push myself outside of my comfort zone and watch scary movies. And like I was I was like, that happened. I was disturbed by like Poltergeist. And I was like, why is that tree grabbing children?
Ralph points out that it would be great to watch you play and watching you freak out.
Yeah, see, that's why I get it. Like that's probably some good content.
Oh yeah. See, that's for some people that's like, you know, perfect content, right? They just the reaction stuff. That's the problem for when I play horror games is I don't have that fear reaction with that stuff. I'm more fight than flight with that stuff. So
you're like when they do those hidden camera shows,
yeah,
and like somebody tries to surprise someone, you're the guy that punches like the person in a costume in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just end up feeling bad for the prankster. You're like, you punched that kid in the face. Oh my goodness. All right, let's color this. That's the oh, you can also see everything. Actually, there you go. Bunch of buildings. It's all about architecture today. And now I'm going to throw some colors on this one. Yeah, I think my theory is holding true in that themes I feel very nervous about and stress about. I tend to do some pretty good stuff because I'm more focused on what I'm doing, I think. All right, we need like it's like a very certain type of red. It's like, let's see, it's like pink almost.
Oh, and Hopecastle says though after 2 hours of freezing, their order finally went through.
All you Lego fans and you're gotten to be there at midnight and place your order. Come on.
There was one time I did. It was like at 6 a.m. my time or something. They were starting a sale or something like that. I made sure to be there right away because there was some set I wanted to get, and I knew it was going to be part of the sale. I can't remember what it was now, though.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because not the other day, last night, because I was looking at all the like New Year's wishes and stuff that everybody's throwing out there. And I mean, I'm members of different fandoms. I like Star Wars stuff. I like Pokemon. I like Nintendo. But it was like only the Lego fans were the ones that were like, Happy New Year. May you have a year filled with Lego. I'm like, what? I was like, it was no other like group was like, may you play nothing but Mario games in the new year. I was like, man, Lego fans are some serious business. I need like a tannish kind of color.
Red Froggy says they recognized everything except the upper left corner one that said that it looks like a Jetson style building.
Yeah, it's like a contemporary art museum, and it does definitely have a futuristic kind of thing going on. I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
And Joseph's asking if your kids got anything fun for Christmas.
Yeah, my youngest got a new Where's Waldo book because he's into Waldo, and he also got some new, like, you know, those classic ridiculous games that all the game companies make that like it's like steal something from grandma and she flips out. You know exactly what I mean. It's like some little
Don't Wake Up Dad or those ones.
Yeah, it's one of those ridiculous. Yeah. He likes Lego Super Mario, so he did get a Bowser. He got Bowser's Castle. He was not expecting that at all, actually. Because he's somewhat reasonable. He's like, well, I'm not going to get that one because that's the biggest set in the whole line. It's like, oh, well, I guess now you have to get that one. So he got that one. And my older son, he's 19 years old, so he just gets practical things mostly because that's what you do. Got to give him practical stuff. Oh, why did I change color? I didn't mean to do that. Let's see.
Yeah, both my kids are still in the like, the toy phase kind of thing. So it's just like, okay, write a list down of things you want. We hand them.
Yeah. Yep.
It used to be the Sears catalog back in the day. All we can hand them is the Toys R Us flyer that they send out somewhere near, in the middle of November that has like 20 pages of stuff or whatever. And they go. And the Lego catalog we also got around the same time, so we give them that. Of course, we wind up with like every year we always have something put on there. Like I think one time they I think it was last year. My little one put the Death Star or the Star Destroyer or something like that. One of those like $1,000 sets, and I'm like, nope, kind of thing. And this year we had Destiny's Bounty on there, and it's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And plus, my wife already has that set in the house, so we already have that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ken's like, Happy New Year. Here's to paying off last year's Lego debt. That's fair. That's a fair one.
Well, Lindsay says that the son wanted about 50 Pokemon stuffies. Well, at least it wasn't 151, right? From the original.
There's just 150 or more to see. To be a Pokemon master is my destiny. So innocent back then. 150. I'm excited for when it actually hits 1,000. That actually to me sounds wild. Like I haven't played the last 2 or 3 games, but I use hardcore Pokemon fan. But there is no ghost sign, Jeff. Not on the real building. There's a painted one on the ground. They like spray paint or not spray paint. They painted it on the like the driveway up to the building. But there's not even like a hanging sign on the actual building. I've been there, Jeff. I've been there a couple times, actually. It's one of those things I'm like, oh, we're close to it. Let's go look at it again and take a picture. What was really cool, though, Jeff, is during Halloween, because I was there I was in the area for Brick Fair, New Jersey a couple years ago. So we went Halloween night into New York City. And they had the door open and they were selling stuff. Like they were selling like merchandise of the building during Halloween. I thought that was really interesting. So they had like the Ghostbusters logo, but it was like the word, like the terminology was all for like the fire department. And they had like actual license plates that said Ecto 1 on it. I thought that was neat. Oh, cool. You've been there, Jeff? All right, neat. Let's see. Yeah, my heart's so true. I'll pull. Yeah, there you go. Bubba knows. Bubba knows. A little bit of yellow here.
I'd say it's a good thing that Fazoom's Ghostbuster request is for the apartment building, not the firehouse, because it would be very much a copy and paste job at this point.
Oh, did he say something Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, he had. He said he wanted a Ghostbuster building, and then somebody asked him to clarify that he's a firehouse or apartment. He said apartment. So, but I'm just looking at this one now. I'm like, I could almost see this being slapped as both.
Yeah, copy paste. Done and finished. Let's see. We are just about done with this one though. I think I want to put like I don't know, maybe I guess blue for these windows. Yeah. Something like this in there. Some kind of color. It's my destiny. I used to have that Pokemon rap memorized.
You'll probably have part of it stuck in your head all day now.
Probably. Charmeleon.
Hey, we got Bricks O'Brien in the chat there.
What's up? Welcome, Brian. All right. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. That's done. All right. There we go. We are doing architecture today, something I am not super familiar in. Let's get another one. Let's see what we got here. Let me look up some of these too, because I don't know. Not to just disregard it. I just want to see what it is. There have been a couple others though that I look up and go, oh yeah, not doing that.
There's one in there that's like an address for Maniac for Bricks. You have to scroll down a fair bit because I guess like certain Pixar movie covers it a lot. So
yeah, I saw that the P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way. Yeah, that's Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. This is a good one. Red Froggy suggested the Green Gable. It's got some nice color in there too, so that'll be nice. Not that I'm fine with coloring a gray building, but let's see. Where was that? That was posted at 11:45. Let's see. Where did that go? Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Put that on the screen. You guys can see what I'm working on next. That's a really neat hook and ladder, Kevin. Thank you for drawing it. No problem, Jeff. Did you guys know it was Jeff's birthday yesterday? There, now it comes back to me. Now it's all coming back to me. I forgot about it. They were making fun of me, Jeff. They were saying that, asking me if it was my birthday today. I was like, why do you guys keep asking me if it's my birthday? I had totally forgotten. All right.
I think you need to fill me in a little bit on what's still going on here.
Jeff hosted a birthday stream yesterday because it was his birthday. And I kept reminding everybody obnoxiously every couple of minutes, asking them if they knew it was Jeff's birthday.
Oh.
It was fun in the moment. All right.
You're taking a page out of my book.
Yeah, totally. Let's do. I like this. This angle's better. I was doing something else. We'll do this angle. Let's see. Actually, it should be steeper. More like that, I guess. I can already feel the pressure since I didn't cheat with the lines. I'm like, this would have been easier if I cheated, though.
Another suggestion for Joseph. I'll get in the chat there.
Thank you, Joseph. Joseph Zawada. The one thing I hate about, even though I've gotten a lot more comfortable drawing on a tablet, which I didn't have a tablet when I was in art school. It was all, I mean, they existed, but we were traditional and I didn't really use a tablet. I didn't have one. So I've gotten a lot more comfortable using it over the last 2 years, especially with this show. This is really the only time I really use it, but I still can't stand that. It makes it seem like I don't know how to draw a straight line. I can't stand it because I can draw a straight line really well in real life. But when I try to do it here, it's just like, I feel like it's so stupid.
The one I never quite understood because like I even owned one of the cheap ones is how people could draw with a Wacom digitizer, like the one with no screen. It's like we're buying one back.
Yeah, like I have to look up. I have to look up and draw it down. Yeah, it's all kinds of fun.
I think it's just because I don't have that artistic brain, or talent or whatever. But for you, it's probably pretty natural, eh?
No. No, it's not. It's like that's what made it so difficult when I first started using it. I'm like, this is so unnatural. I've gotten used to it, but like still, like I would love to get one that has the screen because I feel like that's when the game will change, ladies and gentlemen. Because like I know how to draw, I'm comfortable drawing, but it's like this is unnatural. It's an unnatural way to draw, and so like you guys are seeing me slightly handicapped. Because I like I said, I've gotten used to this. I've done it for a couple of years now, but it's still not quite the same as looking at what you're drawing. Like that's where it's at. So
see, for a brief period there, I had an Asus E-Slate, which was like a tablet in the early days of tablets, and it had a Wacom digitizer inside of it, so like you could actually draw on it with a pen and stuff like that. The problem was the thing was very poorly designed and would kind of like very low battery power and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I never got a chance to do much on it. But I'm like that. I'm that person like I always try to draw, but I don't have talent for it, kind of thing. So I'm always interested in art, but never been able to do much with it. So
you just gotta practice. Yeah. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I always tried back in the day when I was a kid and a teenager and stuff like that. I even went to art class and stuff. The things I did really well at was I took drafting for a while, and I could do really well with AutoCAD and 3D Studio Max and stuff. Or sorry, 3D Studios.
Yeah.
before Max. Once they put Max out, I was like, oh, look at this. You can do this rain element. This, I don't know how to do any of this kind of thing. I even went to a summer camp thing where I don't know if you're familiar with DigiPen.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I was thinking of going there for school. And so like between grade 11 and 12, I went there to a summer camp thing where you did 3D animation and stuff like that. And I was thinking, this is great. And then I'm asking like, okay, so what do I need to do to apply here? Oh, well, you need your practical art portfolio. I'm like, oh, I can't draw by hand. And they're like, oh yeah, you're not, it's just not going to work out here for you. I'm like, oh, okay.
I love it. Oh, just this like paused, this delayed response.
I should have done the other half of the school there, which was the video game programming thing, because that was the other thing I was actually interested in at the time. So
nice. Ray says it's because you're not drawing where you're. Yeah, I know. That's exactly why my lines look dumb. I'm like, I can draw a straight line. But yeah, that's so part of my goals, my financial goals, not necessarily for this coming year, because I don't know. I mean, remember, I'm still trying to support a family.
Yeah.
It's more important for kids to eat than get new technology and stuff like that. But I would like to get a machine, because I use a laptop for everything. I don't really have a machine, like a proper, I mean, this is not proper, but like I'd like to have a machine so that I could stream better.
Yeah.
And I would like to have any kind of tablet where I can see what I'm drawing.
Well, you could always put in a donation goal thing up.
Well, and that's, yeah, I'm looking at different ways to do that. Like I can also set up like a specific financial goal on Patreon too.
Yeah. Like
say, hey, I'm specifically trying to raise money for these things. Right now I have it set up where it just says I'm trying to raise money for rent. Cause that's true. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Like, that's just been like my goal. Is like, you know what? I'm going to try to make enough money to cover rent. That would be like, that seems like a really good goal.
Yeah.
But those are some more short-term immediate goals, which would be helpful, is having a actual, machine with a tower that can handle all the CPU needed for brain needed for like streaming, the next evolution of streaming for me.
And we've got a building with Steve in chat now, and and Fazuma found some clearance, but nothing they want to put money in. And then
what's up, Steve?
Hope Castle says stream better, get a fast desktop. And Ken says, which webcam model are you considering?
Whichever one has a screen on it. I haven't even looked because I don't have the finances for it, so I just haven't even looked. But one that I can see what I'm doing. Like
what was it, Cintiq you were talking about? That
that was the ones that all the rich kids had.
Apparently there's like some like I was looking at Cintiq stuff one time thinking about, like, oh, maybe I get one for my wife kind of thing, because she, has artistic background. But there were a lot of people pointing out there's like, other tablets out there that are much cheaper and are just as good kind of thing now for the.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done a lot. The thing, I haven't done a lot of research because it's just been like not really something that I feel justified spending money on right now. But
yeah,
I would be willing. I would be totally willing to be like, oh, sure, whatever. It doesn't have to be. I'm not like super brand loyal. I'm like loyal to getting the job done with the best stuff I can.
Yeah.
What else do I want to do here? Let's see. We're gonna put a little tree. There's actually a tree blocking.
Is it a happy little tree?
It is a happy little tree. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Get rid of this. Put it right here. Oh, and I need to do the chimneys. I didn't do the chimneys. Little chimneys there. Let's do that before I forget. But yeah, also Ray has suggested, and many people on the internet have suggested, Procreate and using an iPad, which is also seems like a slightly more reasonable, at least cost-wise. And I mean, if I can hook that up to the machine, I mean, that just might be it right there. Having like a computer and then being able to attach the iPad via cable or whatever to it, it's fine.
I mean, there's probably also like an Android tablet out there that could do the same thing too and save you a bit on that as well.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Whatever is the best way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe it'd be nice if that was in, short term, but we'll see. The grind never stops.
Nope. Do you have a laptop or a PC at all, or?
Yeah, I mean that's what I use as a laptop. I have a MacBook.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, the MacBook. I think it's 2015, because that was my buddy who lives and breathes computers was like 2015. He was like, get the 2015. It was the last model before everything started setting on fire and stuff. And I was like, oh, and like he sent me like links upon links upon links of all these like stories of every model after 2015 having issues. And I was like, okay, I believe you. I was like, all right. So, but yeah, it's a 2015, and it's fine. It does exactly what I need it to do. It's just not. It doesn't have the power to like stream using OBS. That's a big thing it's had issues with. It like freaks out when I try to do that. Yeah. And I mean, that's really the only main issue I've had with it is that.
Oh, like I said, there's some things that you can just run. I guess. Well, no, I guess. Well, if you can run OBS itself, okay. Stream Elements can help by not having to have the alerts being running off your machine, but you still have to have a web source ported in for it. So
yeah, because I've used OBS to screen record when I work. Oh, got it. I drew that on the wrong layer. I was like, what? I was like, how is half the drawing moving? I did it. Yeah, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're going to have to fuse those bad boys together. Start over. So it's over here. There we go. What was I going to say? Oh, I've used OBS to screen record, and even just that, it works, but like those fans kick up hardcore when I do that. Like I just open OBS and it's just like, like, oh, there it is. There we go. But I've got like a cooling pad and everything now to kind of help just, prolong its life and stuff. It's like, all right, you're paying the bills, so I need you. You are very important. All right, there we go. And now we'll color this. This will be nice. Lots of greens on this one.
Funny things to say that's how they do it. They can draw anywhere, be portable kind of things. So
yeah, for sure. Oops. Why is that not working? Oh, let me do this.
And Joseph's saying that he said family had to replace newer models since 2014. So
yeah. Yep.
See, the only Apple product in this house is there's an iPad 3 that we got back when that was Apple was the only one doing tablets for the most part.
Oh, are you like anti-Apple, or you just
No, I grew up with PC, and with Android is like I like a little bit more control over my stuff. Like when you look at it like an iPhone, it does everything you need, and you don't have to fiddle with a lot of things. I like the fiddling part, things. So I'm okay with downloading things and doing all this other kind of stuff with it. So
I got you.
Yeah, well, I'm sometimes a bit of a power user because my line of work and stuff like that. So, but there was a brief period I had a Windows phone because I was deep into the Xbox ecosystem and like unlocking achievements and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I love it. Commitment.
Yeah, I did have the iPhone 3G though, because that was the first one they introduced in Canada, and at the time that was the only smartphone really. So it was like, oh, I can finally go to web pages, without having to use like really basic mobile browsing kind of thing. Because before that I had like an HTC Titan, which is one of those ones that looks like your standard phone with just buttons on front, but you slide it and the keyboard's underneath, and it even had like, I think it even had a little stylus with it as well and stuff like that. But like you go on the internet and it was like you get like just text and stuff like that. So
the only I mean, I've always just been iPhone. I don't know, I just have been. But the only phone that like via the marketing has enticed me, I'm like, I kind of want that phone, is I think it's the Google phone. Is that one called Pixel?
Yeah, I think there's because they used to have the Google One, and I think Pixel's the newer name or something
Yeah,
like that.
like all the marketing, I don't know what it is. Like they've tapped into my frequency of my brain because I always see like the bright colors and I'm like, wow, I want that phone. Like that's all. Every time I see like commercials and marketing ads and stuff for the Pixel phone, I'm like, I want that phone.
Happy New Year, Bama Bricks.
What's up, Bama?
Yeah, I had the I think it was called Google One at the time. That was my first Android phone, and that was one where like you ordered it directly from Google. You didn't get it through your phone carrier, so it was nice because like Google would be like, "Oh, we put out updates for this." It's like it just instantly there for you. You didn't have to wait for your carrier to approve it and stuff like that. I got, and you could. That was back when you could have like a min access to the phone and stuff like that before they started locking that down in Android.
Like, and denied.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I want to do this, I can just totally do it. Want to connect a Bluetooth controller to it. Yeah, it just works out of the box. I don't need somebody to write something.
So Ray has a Pixel phone. What is it, Ray? Did they tap? Is it like something about our artist brain? Why? Like it really entices me. I don't know why. I'm just like, I want that phone. I have no rational reason. I just like something about it. I don't know. I do not know. I am genuinely confused. I am about that time though well, I've actually passed that time. My phone, I've paid it off at this point. So now it's been more than 2 years with my current phone. And that's about when I usually update it every 2 years. Just seems to work out. Like it all just kind of lines up. So I'm just like, yeah, I won't mess with it. I'll just keep going with that trend.
I'd be on a Note 20 right now normally, but I've decided to just, hold off a little bit longer, because my 9 is working fine, kind of thing. And, no major issues or stuff like that. Like that's pretty much what it's boiled down to is like either like, a screen gets broken on it or, which has only happened really with one phone, but or something, can't run something or whatever. That's usually when I finally upgrade. So
nice. Hey, what's up, Doc?
Hey, Doc, how you doing? Happy New Year's.
Indeed. All right, let's get another. Oh, Ken has a Pixel as well. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Let me look up some of these suggestions for the next one.
Oh, we got a new one here too that I'll throw in chat. Oh, and it zooms at the third and final Walmart and then 4 hours home.
Oh, that was kind of quick. Doc's rocking some pretty good artwork there on that icon. Came out pretty good, actually. Good stuff. Good stuff. Are you going to make stickers, Doc? You should make stickers with it. I mean, you don't have to, but they make good stickers. All right, we'll do, Bama's got a good one. I like this. That's a interestingly colorful building, actually. Let's see. Most of my artwork is optimized for printing services.
Who else have you done like their avatars for and stuff like that would normally be hanging out here?
A lot.
Yeah.
It's actually, there's been some surreal moments. I've sent them off to people every now and then because like I'll log into Instagram or whatever. It just every now and then. And it just so happens that like maybe those people have decided to upload stories or whatever. And so like I'll open it up and it'll be like on the top, the little circular icons.
Yep.
I'll be like, I drew that and that and that and that. And that's really weird. It's like, because, I follow hundreds of people and I'm just like, that's really bizarre that like the top 4 little bubbles there are all things I drew. I've had similar kind of eerie moments, also kind of cool moments where I've been at a Lego show and people will be kind of like huddled around, everyone's talking or whatever. And there was one time where I think I was in Chicago and this was still when we were doing the Lego shirt service that didn't financially pan out, but we did it for a year. And so I designed all the shirts in that. And so we're standing there in the middle of a Lego show in Chicago. And I'm pretty sure the Beyond the Brick guys were there, or at least Joshua was there. And I was there, and I'm like, wait a minute. Joshua's wearing a Beyond the Brick shirt, and I designed that logo. And I was like, this guy over here is wearing a shirt I designed. I'm wearing a shirt I designed. 3 people in this circle are wearing shirts. I was like, and like, they didn't necessarily have anything to do with each other. Like, it was just like various different, like somebody had like my comic book shirt on. And I was like, oh my God, this is really weird.
Well, and hello, John Y. We actually already had Falling Water earlier, but yeah, I put your other suggestion in there for Kevin.
Is that our first repeat? Oh, we had Ghostbusters was repeated. Because Chris wanted the same thing. But yeah, welcome, John. Yeah, Falling Water did grace the canvas.
Doc, it is me, Canadian Papa Bear. And there's not a single Shin Megami Tensei request today.
Oh, but you know what? I want to draw something that you suggest. So we'll do that next, just in case we don't miss it. And you did make a comment that there might be something, but we'll see. Let's see. Hollywood. It is me. Doc, it is me. That's a great, like, I love it. Tower.
I'm impressed on how quickly you're drawing all the lettering there, and like, how nice it's turning out.
Thank you, because I'm feeling like this is taking forever doing this. Oh, it's got the fancy little script hotel here. Let's see.
Is that Universal or that one's from, or
Disney?
Disney. It is Disney. Okay, that's the one that they revamped into the Guardians. Yeah, we actually went on that when we went to Disneyland in 2019.
When it was had been changed already, or was it still as the Tower of Terror?
Oh no, it was completely revamped as the Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's funny because I'm like, the one thing I'm not good with is heights, and I was okay with the ride because I'm like, oh, it's indoors. There's one point you go to the very top of the building and they open the doors and you can see outside. I'm like, great, that was not what I needed to see.
I can imagine in my head your response. You're like, oh, okay.
It didn't help either that I'm a big guy, and it didn't feel like the seatbelt was really holding me in place when gravity was taking over there, when it was dropping down.
All right, is everybody ready to go? I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's just say gravity is here. See, here I go again. Like, oh, I hate this. It makes me look like I can't draw a line. Go straight. This is why I cheat. All right, let's do some towers up here.
So that was the first there. I nearly said when I started that comment though with last year, but I'm like, oh no, last year was 2020. Now it's
See, that'll happen for a little while.
Yeah, so I quickly corrected myself to 2019.
So this morning, well, I guess I technically did it yesterday because I changed my little artist signature that I just copy and paste onto everything I draw for the year. Mm-hmm. Last night, I'm like, okay, top of mind right now. If I don't change this to 2021, I will probably forget to do it a dozen times in the next week. So I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to put it on all my documents, and it'll already be there, and I will have no excuse. That's exactly what I did, and I'm already thankful I did it. I opened up the template I used to share the drawings from this stream, and I was like, yep, copy paste 2021 and delete 20. Now I don't even have any reason. I will have no reason to do the wrong date. It's like not even there.
I already had something last year on that though. I was in my new position. I have to do some management stuff, like lay out people's vacations in the calendar and stuff like that. Make sure there's certain people there so we have coverage and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was telling my team lead, I need everybody's vacation stuff. I don't have the 2019. And he goes, you mean the 2020? I'm like, no, I have their 2020. I need their 2019. And then I'm sitting there afterwards sending out an email, and then somebody's like, I guess you meant 2020 when you said this, not 2019. And then I'm like, oh goodness, I'm thinking about vacation from this year that they would have already long since have approved. I need to be thinking in 2020.
Wamp, wamp, wamp.
Like that's how 2020 went to me. It's like I'm like, that 2019 completely passed already. So
yeah, you're living in the past.
Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting because I've been working from home since March, so
Yeah. I was just thinking, I made a comment on Twitter this morning saying, I can't wait until we hit March 2021. So that maybe the timeline will fold in on itself and we'll actually continue. It's like, I feel like I've been stuck in perpetual March forever. Just because, that is when the world fell apart. Yeah. And so like, I've been stuck mentally in March for so long. I'm like, why are you people decorating for Halloween? Like, why are you Thanksgiving? What are you doing? It's March. Christmas.
See, because our Thanksgiving is before Halloween. It pretty much went Halloween decorations up November 2nd, 3rd. Suddenly, oh look, everybody's put up Christmas decorations.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's just like time warp. But yeah, man, it was tough staying up late last night. My head was bobbing. I'm like, I should be asleep by now. I'm normally asleep, but I stay up every year. But I'm just like, I'm dragging.
I meant to go to bed much earlier because I was getting up pretty early my time kind of thing, and it was like, I don't stay up for New Year's anyways kind of thing. But then I was chatting with Bricksmith for a while there and some other folks, and then when that call ended, the team I'm part of, TSAN there was one of the people like, oh, I'm going to do something in this channel, which they never do. I'm like, well, I'm going to jump in and hang out with them for a bit. And we got into a bunch of different conversations about like the Hulk and Star Trek and this, that, and the other. So like,
oh no,
it was like at one point I looked at the clock like 1:30. I'm like, oops.
Oh no. Yeah, those are some pretty like robust topics. It's like, we're going to discuss the meaning of all of these properties. Like, well, I'll see you, in a couple of years.
Yep.
That's great. And yeah, your time zone, you're pretty far off from East Coast US time zone. I don't think it's possible to get further on the continent.
On the continent, no, but if you go to Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, when you leave the continental North America, maybe. But wow.
Technically, I already am because I'm on Vancouver Island. So.
Oh, you know what? True. I forgot about that. I forgot you're on an island. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to do some trick here again, where I'm doing like I did with the towers. Yeah. I'm gonna throw these palm trees in the foreground in total shadow, hoping to be clever here. We'll see.
Yeah. And Bubba, I got your request in there, but I made sure to put the resubmit in there for Kevin too.
We'll see. These do seem, maybe I'm imagining it. It seems like they take longer to do these, but maybe it's just the same amount of time. I don't know. My average is 10. I do 10 doodles a stream. I found that out by crunching all the numbers of last year, but I don't normally do stuff like buildings. It's characters and stuff. So I don't know.
Ken. I've lived in BC my whole life. Was in Vancouver until I was 10, and then we moved to the island. And I've lived here, 2 towns, since then. So, Doc Samson says 8:30. My 87-year-old mother made it past midnight.
Well, hey, you know what? Doc has he doesn't need sleep. Doc doesn't sleep.
That's what I hear. Pink Wheels. Oddly enough, I've never been to Tofino. My sister has, and I know other people that have been, stuff like that. I've been, mostly on the east side of the island. For me, like I haven't traveled to the west side much. So,
all right, I think I already shrank this, but I'm gonna shrink it a little bit more. Oops, did I do that on the? Okay, never mind. All right, shrink it.
Do I need to remind you to save this at the end of the stream too?
I only did that one time for the whole year.
I'm just making sure if I need to remind you.
I felt bad too, because I would feel less bad if it was just an episode with me, but it was like one of the guest artist one. That was terrible. Like, oh man.
He does have Eiffel Tower on the request list there, Doc.
Well, yeah, probably only gonna have time for one more, and I want to see if. I'm gonna let Papa B pick the last one. You can either suggest your own or you can pick one. We're gonna put all the pressure on Papa B.
I'll pick one.
It's like everyone's got their torches ready.
Yeah,
so you're gonna pick one of these. So all right, I'm gonna color this, but you can think on which one we're gonna finish. It'll be the last one for sure, probably. Yeah. Let's see.
No Coliseum yet, Doc. Actually, but let's see here. I'm gonna go through the list here while you're doing that. Then
yeah. No murder dome. Oh goodness.
I mean, Zoom did have the Lego Cafe corner.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed. I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine. But you know, I won't say no.
I'm gonna look up a couple of these, see if there's something very colorful.
Yeah, I'm actually happy with the ones that have been colored so far. So far, have been quite colorful buildings. You know, greenhouse, the red fire station, and this kind of like Art Deco salmon kind of color for this one is very interesting. All right, let's get some of this action in here. All right, and then the root. Well, okay, so there's a bunch of like gray, like the paint has been peeled away, or I don't know what you want to say. It's like decrepit, falling apart.
This one might be colorful.
And yellow for the letters. Pink Wheels 3. In general, I found Southern BC to be gorgeous, Papa Bear.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you could basically get like the perfect climate here. Like you get a tiny bit of snow in winter, you know, and then like other than that, it's like it rains because you know it's a moderate rainforest, but you know, it's generally nice sunny weather a lot of the time in the summer and all that kind of stuff. And just like you know, there's a lot of beautiful scenery around too in a lot of parts of BC.
The closest I got was my one trip to Vancouver, and that was for a brick can that happened. And I did take like a mini tour thanks to one of the show owners. He was like, stay an extra day and I'll give you a tour. I was like, okay. So I stayed an extra day and I was like, I feel like this is unnaturally beautiful. I was like fake. Here.
Did you go to anywhere like Stanley Park when you were there? Or?
Well, we went and saw some giant totem poles. I remember seeing that. That was really neat. And we went to this like beautiful like forest area where there was like this really long, like something out of a movie walking like bridge.
Oh yeah, Capilano Suspension Bridge.
I guess so. Like it was like I don't remember the names of anything, but it was like a thin little like wooden bridge, like something I would see like out of Indiana Jones movie or something. And I was like, is this real? And we like walked across that, and then he took me to like we saw like a big statue. I remember seeing a big statue of a whale. I remember all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Downtown Victoria has some really nice stuff there, Ken. And Doc says yes, it is that bridge. Yeah. I remember being in summer camp and they took us to that bridge, and I remember refusing to go on it because of the heights thing, right? You know.
Yeah, I mean, it looks terrifying.
Yeah, and I can't remember if they forced me to go through the end or if they let us, the kids who didn't want to cross, stay on the other side. I probably just block the rest of it out.
What is your pick?
Oh, okay.
Your pick.
Yeah.
Here's the finished Tower of Terror. There we go.
Yeah, I found something very colorful, and I figured from the suggestion that it would be. So I'm guessing it's Z bricks and not Z bricks, as I would say as a Canadian. It suggested Bastille's Cathedral in Russia.
Oh, okay. Z bricks, you should change your name to Z bricks. That sounds awesome. All right. When was that was a little while ago, wasn't it? Let's see. It might not be in the chat anymore. Where are you? Let's see. Okay, 11:31. Maybe it is. Actually, it might be. Where is
you jumped on and got in trouble? There is a bridge.
Oh, I don't see it.
I'm trying. I think it's somewhere over in Asia, where it's like glass, and like so, like you're walking around this mountain, and it's like glass. But they even have things like it's actually like some screens or something like that. And they can make it look like it's cracking and stuff like that.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
that's a big no.
That seems terrifying. All right, I'm gonna throw that in the chat. That is for Z-Bricks. Actually, I should do this for my own sake because I'll forget. Z-Bricks.
Oh, it's in China. Okay, yeah.
This is the one though, right? You said this one, Saint Basil's Cathedral.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one you put. Yeah.
Okay, all right, there you go. Let me look up this one. Is this like the Tetris one?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, that's what I think about. Oh, is this the Tetris?
Yeah, bringing it back to Nintendo again.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's Tetris. Dun, 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 dun.
Have you ever read the story of what happened to the guy who created Tetris and all that stuff, and like how Tetris became a Nintendo thing, but not?
Yeah, thanks to the game historian.
Yeah,
that's what I watched.
Yeah, he does some pretty good ones there.
He's one of the I support him on Patreon. He gets some of the Patreon money goes back to him, so he does really good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and Stud City says basil tomato.
Okay, how do I go about this? Let's do. Oh, let me make sure I'm on the right layer. Of course, I am not. All right, let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, you know what? Again, I was pretty skeptical because I don't, like I said, I'm not comfortable. If I'm faking it, then perfect. But I'm not comfortable drawing buildings and stuff like this, which is why I wanted to do this. Which is part of my, I guess you could say, resolution is to do some more themes like this that are like helpful for me. That I'm not really comfortable. It's not my wheelhouse, right? And so these are coming out okay. They're not awful. I will accept them. They have been accepted. So thank you guys, as always, for being here and providing me with some awesome ideas and suggestions. I'm going to definitely have to shrink this. I might have to just move some stuff. Well, all right, we'll figure this out. We're gonna do it. You know what? And I feel bad because I said we were gonna do it last year and we didn't. But we're gonna do a hand stream. I have written it down on my notes for themes. I don't know how interactive it's gonna be, but we're gonna do it. I just keep thinking about like, how do you make a hand stream interactive? And all I keep thinking about is like, well, you can have Mickey Mouse's gloves. You can, like, I'm thinking like, what's the most obvious difference that like Homer Simpson, I guess, 4 fingers and they're yellow. That's it. That's all I come up with.
Should I keep the tradition alive, Kevin? And in the private chat, link you the picture of what I would have requested you draw.
Oh, is it from the game?
Yeah.
I'll only look if it's from the game.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's open that in a new tab. That way I can link you directly to the.
These are like onions, like drawing onions.
There was actually 2 that I could have thought of. This is definitely the more interesting looking of the 2. But
okay, let's see. Oh yeah, Thing from Addams Family is a good one. All right, let's look at what is that? That's a building?
That's a building. That is Naraku, which is what connects the world that Shin Megami Tensei 4 starts off in with the Unclean Ones country, which is actually ruined Japan. Like they're basically this big tower that got created, and like all these people were put up there, and they live in like a medieval society up there and stuff like that, as samurai and stuff like that. But then they go down and they discover like the ruins of old Tokyo, and the survivors are there. So
I'm equally surprised and not surprised that you were able to just so easily be like, here's a building, it's relevant. Wow.
The other one I could have gotten you is from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I was thinking the Amala Temple, which is interesting because it's like pyramids and like with like upside down pyramids on top of them, kind of thing, and like looks really interesting, but it'd be very boring compared to that one.
It's wild. It like looks like it's alive.
Yeah,
it's like a alive tower. You got a reputation to uphold, you know?
Yeah. Well, I had to keep the tradition going of at least showing you something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I made it to the top 10. I gotta stay in the race. Let's stay in the race here.
I was thinking maybe 2021, I might have to mix it up and turn it into all Godzilla or all Transformer requests.
Yeah. Well, and I mentioned this on the retrospective, and I meant it, is that I don't feel as though I have really knocked a Transformer so far out of the park. And I like to, before I like say like, all right, I'm done drawing that for a while, I like to have one that I'm really proud of, and I haven't had a Transformer that I'm really proud of yet. So that's on the list to hopefully do at some point. We'd of course have to do a robot theme to make that happen.
I think you might have to do one of your themes is hands now, given what chat's talking about.
Oh yeah, no, well, good. I'm glad. Oh, I didn't even switch it back to the chat. I kept it on your link. Let's see. He can draw the close up from the movie of the robot hand being worked on. Yes. Okay. I'm glad that people can come up with something, because
when George was a hand model for in Seinfeld.
Oh yeah. Speaking of hand models, Zoolander did that too.
Yep.
Or it wasn't Zoolander. It was the guy from X-Files, but he was in Zoolander. David Duchovny or whatever. That was his character, was the hand model. This building is crazy. My brain hurts looking at all the it's like so many little details and like ornate little stars.
It was definitely the most colorful thing I found.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff. It's just like wild. All right. I guess this is going to be the shadow part here on this side. Oh, you guys can't really see that. That's super
but Doc Samson, is it a robot hand?
Does it have to be? We can agree to have it not be. I keep thinking of the Tetris music.
How did it work with the rights thing again? Like Nintendo got the rights to Tetris, but there was something where somebody else had gotten like the PC rights or something like that, and that caused a whole.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, there was a lot of issues with everything. Like every part of it was like issue riddled.
And I just think of the poor guy who made it, like not making a dime off of it.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah.
That is the opposite of our earlier tale about how one guy did it and it becomes a success and it's like, yay! It's like, then there's other people that are like, I will never make anything from this and the world will benefit from my my creation. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Because it's attached to a human.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I see what you did there.
Well, you know, it's going to be the great debate. Anything that's mentioned as robot will be.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just glad we got a thing. We got a thing that we can all cherish. All right, yeah, I'm going to shrink this a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I want to make sure I get like the main like steeple, but I don't know if I'll be able to go fit the whole thing on the bottom. We'll see. Let's see what we can do.
I suddenly had that, here's the church, here's the steeple.
And open the door.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to do that.
That even goes back into something else, though, because I remember they had that line in Transformers at one point. So,
oh, they did.
Yeah, they Starscream says something like that, and then he opened the door. Where are the people? Kind of thing. I forget what's going on in the episode, but I think they were like,
where are the people?
Yeah.
All right, we can do a little bit more of the building.
Baby Yoda hands, nice.
That's fair. That's fair too. I definitely want to do it. I think it's going to be beneficial to everybody, but I just wanted to make sure it was not too boring of it, like actually interactive. Let's see.
Then somebody will request something like Hands Across America.
Well, probably. I'm sure. Hopefully, Nick could come up with some creepy. He's my creepy suggestion guy.
Yeah.
He's been absent for a while. I've been missing Nick. He hasn't shown up in quite a few weeks. But like, especially going through the retrospective, remembering like pretty much everything that was creepy was his. It's like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Freddy Krueger, Jason, the evil turkey from Thanksgiving Day. That's all his stuff. I think that was it. I think Thanksgiving was like the last time he was around on any of the streams, because I don't think he's been around for any of the other ones.
Speaking of creepy, my dog's laying on the couch sleeping here, but her eyes partly open and she's like in REM sleep right now, so the eyes like moving back and forth.
That is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. But trying to do some like clouds, kind of maybe. We're gonna do okay. That's I think all we're gonna fit in there. So let me color this. Let me move it. I hate it when I look at the screen and like the comment is blocking the drawing. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. But I also fully appreciate the benefit of having that comment on there, so you guys know what I'm doing, especially when new people show up. Let's do some of the sky. It'll be at night.
Zebrick says looking good.
Oh, good. Your Zebrick's still here. Good. You got any New Year's resolutions, Papa B?
No, really. I don't really do those sort of things. I just,
I don't believe in that, Kevin.
I don't know. It feels like everybody puts on like, oh, lose weight, and stop doing this as much kind of thing. But then they just wind up, 2 weeks in.
Yeah, that's the yeah, totally. I hear you.
How about yourself?
I don't make it a big deal, but I do try to think of things. I'm like, what can I do? And some of the things I wanted to do, I did. Like, I wanted to read more. And although it's not like picking up a book, I listened to like dozens of audiobooks, but I guess that could have also been brought on by a global pandemic of sorts. But I mean, that was a thing I wanted to do. It's like, I want to read more books. And I did that.
We have an update live from the field. Zoom has found a couple of sets on decent discount, especially the Minions set, which I got for $30.
Live. Good. Most good.
That's awesome, Zoom.
I'm glad you made it worth it. It was looking dicey there.
And Stud Cydia says new theme: creepy robot hands.
Why do they got to be creepy? Let's see. I think it's going to be easiest to go with giving everything red first, and then going back and adding everything else. I think.
Jeff was on the edge of the seat.
For what? This?
I think
for Zoom's update. Yeah, live from the field.
I felt when I saw that he had a success there, we had to put a little more energy into that one.
Yeah, so. that was well thought. Well thought. Yeah.
Oh, I think agrees, Brooks. Yeah, it would be a great expert building.
God, dang it! See, I was covering it with a comment again. God, I hate that. It's like, hey, everybody, look at this comment on the screen. You having fun? Trying to get some stars. Starry night here. All right, let's get a darker shade for some shadow. Oh, thank you for the follow. Is that Renant or Renan Trusta? Streamlabs told me that, so thank you, Streamlabs. You come in every now and then. You're not super reliable, but thank you. But appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for following along. Happy to have you.
Oh, Jeff says he was debating going to the Lego store today. Then it snowed, and the manager just messaged me with, "There's 40 people outside waiting. I'll just put the stuff you want on hold. See you Monday."
Snowed?
That's nice of them.
Snowed in Oklahoma again? Ugh. What's going on? Climate change. All right,
And Presume says we will publish a video that tens of people will watch.
Indeed. I think there was a stream once that Fazum was doing, and I remember he made that comment, and I was like, there's more than that. And I looked at the thing, and it was like 14. I was like, oh. I was like, that's exactly right on the money. There's more than a 10. Oh, there is, but that's all.
Oh, I've been there. There was like one point in time, like, oh, I've got like 35 people watching me build Lego. Then after like a few weeks later, it's like, oh, I'm back down to like 10.
Yeah. I mean, it does make you feel, numbers are numbers. You're like, oh, look. Well, what happened? Where was I when was it the retrospective when Set to Build rated me? And I was like, I have like 60 people watching this now. I'm not even drawing anything. I was like, this is a recap. I feel like I am doing a disservice to this audience. Like, hello, everybody. We're just looking at things I drew last year.
Yeah. It's tough when you get those bigger raids. It's like, okay, I got.
Hello, hi.
I was about to go to bed one night, and I got raided by a partner with like about 200 people, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're going for a couple hours now,
and we're going into bonus minutes. Yeah, for sure. Got to show some appreciation for those kind of maneuvers.
Presume, I guess, for emphasis, says tens.
Tens for emphasis. Let's see here.
Oh, that's awesome, Jeff.
It's because it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
And Stud Studio says Kevin is speed reading like Johnny 5 in 2021. Input, but here's the question: has Kevin seen that movie?
I have seen it. It's been I've seen it. I haven't. It's been a long time. I've seen both. Right? There's 2.
Yeah.
Or is there 3?
There's 2.
I've seen both.
Yeah.
But it's been so long that I really couldn't tell you almost anything except for I remember the quote, more input. I remember him like going through a bunch of books in like, I think a lady's house, maybe.
Yep.
I remember him having a red toolbox on his shoulder at one point.
Yep.
And I remember a bunch of other like meaner looking robots.
Yep.
He was like, I think they were doing like maybe a test in front of generals or something.
That's how the first movie starts. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I remember.
All 5 robots are going out and doing things like firing lasers and stuff like that. They even have one like make a cocktail for one of the people kind of thing. They're like showing off like how these robots are doing stuff.
Yeah, you just got a synopsis of everything I remember. There you go. I need to watch it.
This is most of the point, or most of the general plot points there. So,
oh wait, and there's 2 like, isn't there 2 scientist guys that are like helping?
Yes, there's one is Steve Gutenberg. Who was like, at the time was in everything, right? The guy from Police Academy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's a very unfortunate, they had another actor there in brown face the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
What year did this come out? Was that 90?
80 something there. I think like 85. Let me see here. I think the second one was a 90s movie.
Gotcha.
1986 for the first one.
86.
Yeah. And then let's see, for 2 was 1988. Oh, it's still in 80. Yeah, I just remember being close to that time. So.
Oh, and thank you for the follow, Red Froggy54, and thank you, Streamlabs, for doing your job. And
yeah, I remember the second movie they couldn't get Steve Gutenberg or the woman from the first movie. I forget her name right now, but so they just went with the other guy.
What was her name? Her character's name in the movie?
Stephanie. Yeah, there we go.
I was gonna guess it was Stephanie. I was thinking
we watched that. So I think somewhere during 2020 because like I do the whole thing with my kids where every Saturday we do a movie night, and then it's like I mostly try to push towards some 80s and 90s classics at times for them, so they can see some of those movies. They surprisingly enough, the one I thought they would give me a little more bored with, but they absolutely love was the Back to the Future trilogy. Because I'm like, oh, the first movie is going to be boring to them. They're like excited and like, oh, he has to get back to the future, kind of thing. And
Marty, something's got to be done about your kids.
Yeah.
So Zebrick says this building is special because he was born there. That's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
That's awesome. So we're 9 minutes away. I'm unplugging the tablet because nothing else is going to get drawn. So let me move that to the side. So speaking of movies, as you guys know, as all of you know, I've been trying desperately to catch up of all movies. I'll just say of all movies. I'm just trying to catch up on all movies. So a new one that I just started and I'm going to finish today was Little Monsters with Fred Savage.
Oh,
and so I've never seen that one, and so I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm more than halfway through. I'm not done with it. I haven't finished it, and I'm like, oh, this is totally Howie Mandel as this guy. Like, I didn't look at any of the credits or anything. I didn't even pay attention when they opened the movie, like the names on the screen. But I'm like, this sounds so familiar. And it took me half of the movie to realize, because I'm also like a super avid watcher of America's Got Talent, and Howie Mandel is in that. And I'm like, why does he sound so familiar? And I was like, that's Howie Mandel. And after I said that, I minimized it and was like, is Howie Mandel in Little Monsters? Like, there he is. There he is. But the thing that I'm kind of surprised at, I've never seen it, so I don't know anything about it. All I know of it is like the movie poster for it. Yeah. And I thought it was like super like PG kid movie, but there's like a lot of cursing in that movie.
Well, that's that era, like the 80s, 90s era of movies. It was always like even Transformers the movie, they slip a couple of swear words in there and stuff like that. Like it was like the thing, like kids like that edginess that
it's been edgy.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this kid about to drink urine? I was like, oh my goodness, this is really happening.
That was one of his first major roles actually in a movie, playing that. So,
Fred Savage or Howie?
Howie there, and then let's just count the voice of Gizmo from Gremlins.
Oh, I didn't realize that he did that.
Oh yeah, he's tons of voices and stuff like that. He's been on Muppet Babies, what you call it? I know he was in Gremlins, well, obviously Gremlins 2 and stuff like that. But yeah, he's done he had that show Bobby's World for a while.
Oh, I know that. That's all I know is Bobby's World and him talking to cartoon Bobby.
Yeah, he's apparently in the new Harley Quinn show and stuff. Although apparently playing himself.
Oh, of course. Yeah. All right. So here is this is it. Here's our very first episode for the year of 2021. Our theme was architecture today. So I'm going to take you guys on a tour. And again, for anybody that maybe just popped in, I was a little nervous because I don't like to draw. I don't know if I don't like to draw. I'm not comfortable drawing buildings and architecture. I don't do it hardly ever. So this is slightly uncharted territory for me. I think they did okay. We have got this is Falling Water. There's Falling Water, the Frank Lloyd Wright building. I don't remember what this one was. This is a certain cathedral. Someone will have to remind me if they're still
Falling Water. You talk about it?
No, this one.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Lindsay.
I think.
Thank you, Z. Washington Monument.
Was that St. Louis Cathedral in Jackson Square?
Oh, wait, yeah. From yes, it was. Good job, Papa B. All right, we got Notre Dame from the side, not from the front face like it always is. Here we've got our World Trade Center Twin Towers. And here is the Green Gable or Green Gables. I don't remember if there's an S on the end or not. Here is the Hook and Ladder, 8 Hook and Ladder Company building in New York City. Was used for Ghostbusters, if it wasn't apparent. Here's the Sydney Opera House. Here is the Grauman's Chinese movie theater. This is a contemporary art museum. I don't remember the name. It has like a very fancy. It's like it starts with an N.
Yeah, I think it's also not in English. So.
Right, but it's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Thank you, Red Froggy. Appreciate that. Yeah, Evilo knows. Evilo has to keep telling us over and over again. I'm sorry.
Zoom gave you a movie suggestion as well there.
Oh, Chumps. Kids movie with the worst language and foul humor I can ever remember. Wow. Okay. I'll have to take a look, see if it's on my one and only subscription service or my or possibly pirated other. Here's the Hollywood Tower of Terror in Disney. pre being converted into Guardians of the Galaxy. And then we finished up with this Saint Basil Cathedral in St. Petersburg. Or as I call it, the Tetris. It's the Tetris one. Great set of sketches. That last one was yeah, thank you. With all the color. Yeah, appreciate that. So here it is. Here is our full canvas once again of architecture. So let's see. What else do I want to talk about before we end? We still have 3 minutes. I don't want to end early. I don't want to like have that video on YouTube say 2 hours and 58 minutes. Like that'll bother me.
I will tell you, Kevin, I looked up the movie. It is not on your one and only service. You either have to have Prime Video, DirecTV, Epix, or Hoopla. But I think Hoopla is the one that you use a library card and you get to watch stuff for free. So you might be able to watch it there.
Wait, so is it on? It's on Amazon Prime. I have that one.
Oh yeah. It's on Amazon Prime in the US. So
okay. I don't ever like think about it because I feel like there's a lot of stuff on Amazon Prime that's not on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah,
that makes it like Star Trek Discovery is on Amazon Prime, but it's not on Amazon Prime. Like I have like the basic, like I pay for Prime, and so I have this video subscription service, but like there's extras that you have to buy. So I feel like I constantly forget because I'm like, oh yeah, I have that, and then I log in, I'm like, oh, I have nothing. It's like nothing.
Yeah,
but,
and Lindsay confirms it is the library card one. Yeah, so Hoopla is one you can get for free. You just need a library card.
Oh, good.
And depending on your librry, you might be able to get that.
I do
on the internet too. Because
Jeff calls it. I just watch Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That is all. Thank you, Ray. This was a good session. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thanks to Papa B for popping in and helping me out.
Yeah, one probably only time of appearance, unfortunately.
For the year, that's okay.
Yeah, but because of my work schedule. But
I'll take it. It's you're here all the time or a lot of the time, so it's nice to have you pop over for I'll take the once. It's good.
Yeah, and I was happy to help. So
yeah, appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching again. Let me put this up just to remind everybody. If you like the artwork, make sure you like the video. That's important. I have to make a better effort this year in doing that. If you like the artwork, if you like the show today, make sure you like the video. If you're not subscribed, most of you are. My analytics tell me most of you are, so thank you. But if you're not subscribed on YouTube, it'd be awesome to have you around more often. So hit the subscription button. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you for those of you that followed today. And remember, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can do a Twitch Prime sub for free. I mean, quote unquote free. You're already paying for it, but you can hand that out to anyone you may desire. I do have emotes. I have Mr. Hink emotes on the Twitch side. I have some art prints available for pre-order right now. These are the 2020. So this is a collection of all of the colored doodles for 2020, and then here's all the black and white ones kind of behind it. But if you go to here we go, KevinAHinkle.com/doodle-stream. You can order, or I should say pre-order if you're interested, these, because I'm not going to be offering them up just like as a normal item. So I'm only going to be placing an order from the vendor of what is sold during the pre-sale. That is it. They are 13 by 19 inches. So they are technically the largest prints I've ever made. They're going to be printed out on a somewhat glossy cardstock. It is kind of neat to have a celebration of a year's worth of drawing. That's kind of cool. And obviously, these are all your ideas and suggestions throughout the course of the year. I just brought them to life and put them on a poster. But it's neat. They're there. They're $15 each. But if you get two, they're $10 each. So that's 2 for $20. If you go to the site and you type that in, it will automatically adjust the price as you add more to reflect the discount. The shipping cost is $5 for domestic, $10 for international. They will be shipping out at the end of this month, the end of January. So I'm going to close the window midnight next Sunday. That's January 10th. So you still have a little bit more than a week if you're interested, if you like to get one. And then it's done. And then they're off. We will move into the new year, and these will only be in your memory. I guess and on the internet too. But thanks for checking it out. Thank you guys for being here. Let me turn this back off again. Boop. Thank you, Papa B, for helping out once again.
Hey, you're most welcome.
And everybody else, have a wonderful rest of your January 1st. Happy New Year. I will see you guys next Friday. Let me make sure. Yes, next Friday. See you guys next Friday for our next stream. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.